What's up, guys? It's your boy TPP, and I'm back with that True Crime Talk Live, baby. Let's go. Oh, my Lord, guys. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Happy Saturday. Man, I don't know if y'all got enough rest last night after that live stream. It was way longer than I expected. But anyways, before we jump into it, smash that like, smash that share, put it out there. We're just getting started. Let's get some more people over here. And if you're new here, smash that subscribe. Replay gang, same thing. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let's get some more people over here. And if you're new here, smash that subscribe. Dang, phone. My bad. Phone was, we had some double play happening. Let me roll through the chat, though, before we get started. Let me see who's all here. Let me see. TLC is me. Good to see you, ma'am. Kathy Blanks, good to see you. ZA, good to see you. Jennifer B. Always good to see you, Jennifer B. Who else we got in here? Who else we got? Hindsight's good to see you. Bees. All right, guys, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about last night. Replay Gang is already saying, hey, are you going to rename your channel TPP Uncensored? Like, legit. After last night, that's what people are asking me. Is it going to be an uncensored channel? And I'm like, no, that's not what we're doing here. Not on this channel. We're doing true crime. You know what I mean? We're doing true crime. Having some jokes and stuff in chat. But y'all, last night, you guys were so lit that Replay Gang literally said, like, yo, man, that's uncensored level. Y'all were wilding last night. But guess what? They loved every minute of it. So it is what it is, I guess. All right. Let's proceed, though. Let's proceed. Bees, don't be sorry. Everybody had a good time, right? Everybody had a good time. It's Friday night. We're covering true crime on a Friday night. What else we gonna do? We got to make it fun, right? And what we're covering right now in this case, it's so horrible. Like we gotta laugh. We have to have a good time. So, I mean, you and my mom, though, Beaks, could go a little bit easier on me. You know what I mean? You guys could go a little bit easier on me. A little bit. I mean, just a little bit would be nice, you know? Yeah, exactly, Jim B. Just a little bit. Like I said, though, it's Friday night, so y'all get a pass. But, yeah. Right on. All right, guys, so before we get rolling, if you could, smash that share. Let's get it out there. But I'm sure everybody returning today was here yesterday or knows what this is. Did I get my email? Honestly, Bees, let me check because I'll be honest with you, I didn't get a chance to check this morning. I just came straight off of work. So I did not check on my email. I apologize. I'll actually do that right now. No, Beats, it's not saying that I got the email. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Because this first half of my Saturday, I'm kind of like on a tight schedule, and then I'm gonna come back later. I'm thinking later when I come back, we're gonna do we might do a little recap, a little walk down the Murdaugh saga memory lane, so we can all get refreshed. Because I believe we're about to see another retrial, and we're going to get into that as well. But I think that's going to be later today. But we're going to get good through this. We're going to finish up what we started last night, and then I'm going to go watch my daughter's volleyball game. Then I'm going to come back, and then I think we're going to get into that. I found a good video for us to react to. It should be a good time. All right, let's see what you guys are saying in chat. I know you guys, red face, TRPP red face. I know you guys get me all red all the time. It's like bad enough. I'll tell you guys a little secret. And most content creators go through this. I think most people that do entertainment go through this. But dude, when you're about to go live stream, you get a little anxiety attack, man. You already get your anxiety gets a little cranked up. Even if you know what you're about to talk about, even if you feel proficient in everything, it's weird. The lives are so much different. It does. So I'm already getting up here with a little bit of anxiety rolling, right? Talking to you all. And then we don't get about 20 minutes into it, and y'all start trying to make me red, trying to get me all flustered in chat. Yeah. It's thank you, Jenna B. I'll tell her you said that. I'll let her know. Chat said good luck. Get it done. All right. Yeah. And the email has to be correct. I mean, other people have used that email to get a hold of me. If you can't get a hold of me again, I'll double check it, Beast. Just hit me up and hit me up in the comments on one of these videos afterwards. Once you retry. All right. So let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. Because like I said, we limited on this one, and it's not really that much longer. It's just last night, man, I was tired. You all were wilding out. I know some of you guys were talking about being tired. So I was like, it's probably best to wrap it up. We'll finish it up fresh. So that being said, guys, let me cue up this video. This is going to be Maya's teacher. And like I said, if you weren't here yesterday or the day before, go back and watch those lives. One, it's informative and it'll catch you up on this case and trial. And two, it's pretty entertaining if you have the live chat on, and it's pretty lit. So let's get this going. One's in chat, guys. One's in chat. Once I get it going, just let me know you guys can hear it, okay? Can y'all hear that? Give me some ones. Let me see y'all. I need some ones. Let me know. I don't want to keep playing it and talk up here if you guys can't hear it. That's been happening recently. And it's never my fault. I'm just saying, it's never my fault. Yeah, the first part, Jen B, is a little bit low when she's getting sworn in, but it should get better. ZA, you've been watching it? I did too. I've been watching it too. That's what we did the first day, is we covered a video that was kind of recapping the whole situation, and then we watched the opening. I see the ones. Yeah, thank you. But we covered the opening from both sides on the first stream, and then yesterday we covered day 2. Right? We just covered the testimonies, and then today we're finishing up the testimonies from day 2, and then we're not going to see another day until Tuesday. So we're not going to be back on this until Tuesday, guys. So after this wraps up, this will be it until Tuesday, and then we'll cover some other stuff. We'll cover, like I said, I want to cover the Murdoch saga because I really believe, guys, that we're going to see another trial. I really do believe we're going to see another trial, a retrial. So I want to just refresh that, just like we're refreshing Idaho 4 and getting ready for that trial. So that's the plan for later on. Okay, I'll shut up. Let's get rolling.
Good afternoon. Would you please state your name for the record?
Jackie Dietert.
And have you been called to testify today as Maya's gifted teacher?
Yes.
What grades did you instruct Maya in?
I taught Maya in 4th grade and in 5th.
Would you just give us the benefit of your background and education?
Paulie Waffle, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Happy Saturday. Man, thank you guys for being here on a Saturday morning or afternoon, whatever time it is for you guys, wherever you're at. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, leave that DNA on that button. Please smash that like button. And I'm not joking, guys. The shares, while we're live, you guys have been bringing people to us. You have been building the family over here, the community, the gang. You guys have been building it up. When you do those live shares while we're live, you have no clue how much that helps. Every single one of our lives, we've been getting new subscribers from doing that stuff. And then I get a report at the end of the week on the activity, right? And since people have been sharing the lives, like we've been a way bigger uptick on subscribers and watch hours too. Much love on the watch hours, guys. That stuff's been going up. Yeah, that's another thing too, guys. This one, I'm just assuming most of you have been here for this, and if you haven't been here for my coverage on it, you've probably watched the trial. But either way, trigger warning. This case is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Every which way, it's just horrible. And this lady's testimony right now, it's gonna, just like all the testimonies last night, it's gonna hit you hard. All right, guys, let's go ahead and keep going. Let's jump into it.
Okay, so I graduated from the University of South Florida. I have my bachelor's in education, and I have my master's in gifted. I teach the advanced work class at Taylor Ranch. Down the road.
How long have you taught at Taylor Ranch?
You're gonna make me sound old. 1990. I know I don't look like I've been teaching it.
I was doing the math, but I won't do that.
I started teaching at 12.
Is that the first and only school you've taught at in the Venice area?
Yes. Why leave the most awesome place in the world?
And how long have you been instructing gifted students at Taylor Ranch?
So I got my master's, I think the year 2011, maybe 12. I was trying to get it done before my son went to college. So
Fair use interjection. I really like how this attorney, he uses comedy, he uses levity as he's interviewing, getting the testimonies from these witnesses, because the stuff that he has to talk about is so deep. There's no way to not get emotional. So I like how he uses that tactic when he's doing the questioning to kind of like bring a little levity to it, get a laugh or two, get a little smile going before he starts asking these questions that absolutely suck to ask. But I appreciate him for that, because he made it a lot better by his tactics. He really did.
almost right after that. I actually had taught them before that. I just had been certified gifted, and I wanted to know more about that kind of gifted brain. So I decided to go get my master's. I think I've been about 15, 16 years now working with just gifted kids.
And what was your master's in?
Gifted kids with bright intelligence.
All right. So Maya was entering the 4th grade in the fall of 2015. Is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And how is it that students are accepted into the gifted program at Taylor Ranch?
So we're not a magnet school in the county. Pineview in Sarasota is the magnet school for kids qualified gifted. But if you don't want to go to that school, I would say about a third of my class is gifted, and the other 2/3 are high achieving. Their data, their scores from previous years get them qualified in the class.
So did Maya test into your class?
Mm-hmm.
So this little girl, like, she's smart as hell. She's gifted. Like, all that potential put into a body that has just betrayed her. Like, it just, like, that's not bad enough for her to have to go through, right? Like, have all this potential and drive, but have this body that holds you back. But then you go through what she's went through with this case. Like, my Lord. Like, every one of these people that have testified literally have painted a picture that this little girl's life should have been amazing, and that this hospital absolutely did. It absolutely ruined her life. So what I'm saying is Maya's attorney is doing an amazing job. He's doing an amazing job of building that picture, painting the picture, and building up that sympathy and those emotions and those jurors, so that later on when they're having to vote on the damages, I believe they're going to get their asses taxed. I believe that Johns Hopkins is screwed on this. I do believe, I'm praying I'm right. I don't know if I have anybody here that thinks that Maya's going to lose this, but I hope she taxes their ass. Apologize.
And
wait up, Moto Mom. Good to see you. Good to see you on a Saturday. Oh, good morning, Carson. Miss Carson, it is awesome to have you here this morning. Right on, man. So many awesome people here already. And of course, for everybody coming in, if you were here last night, I'll let y'all know we're gonna finish up last night's testimonies this morning, and then I got some stuff to do, and then after that, later on today, probably gonna come back with some Murdoch. We're gonna cover some Murdoch probably later today. See you later. It's good to see you. See you later. Right on. Look at all these beautiful people here today. I'm blessed. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you all.
the first time you would have met Maya, would that have been when the school year began in 2015?
Correct.
What was your impression of Maya when you first met her?
So when I first met Maya, she came to my class in a wheelchair, and her parents brought her. And she was really excited to see the kids, real bubbly. You kind of wouldn't think she was in a wheelchair. She just looked like a regular kid. And Yeah, they just brought her in to introduce her to all the students, and yeah, she was real excited to be there.
And what about Jack? How did Jack strike you as a father?
Yeah, same thing. They were real excited that she could go to school, that they would just have a student pushing around or the teacher. Yeah, no, they were both very excited that she got in our program. It's, kids like to get in that program.
And same question for Beata. How did she strike you?
Mm-hmm. I kind of remember Beata kind of like looking at where would old weird chill go? Where would she sit? I think if I recall, Jack was pushing her in, and Beata was kind of doing the. We split rooms, right? The fourth grade teacher and I share the kids.
So what else they're doing that they're doing a really good job of is not just like painting like the picture of this smart girl. She's not just smart, she's super aware. And there's a difference between being able to be book smart, you know what I mean? Like recall information, but to have that awareness about you, not everybody has that, right? So she had it at such a young age that, think about it, you have this young girl going through this situation and she's so aware of everything, and she's being held like medically captive. Like if she's aware of everything that's happening, the emotional trauma is so much worse on a child, I believe, that has awareness like that, where it's like they can completely understand everything they're going through, like not per se understand why it's happening, but they understand what's happening. So this attorney is doing an awesome job, in my opinion. The foundation that he's laying, amazing job.
And so they were kind of looking around to where would Maya be, so when she gets pushed in, she'll be comfortable. Yeah.
You mentioned the other teacher. Did you co-teach this?
Right. So I do the math and science for fourth grade, so I only see them for about an hour and a half. And then the fifth grade is my home room, and then my fifth graders go to the fourth grade gifted teacher for reading, language arts.
And so Maya comes to your class for the first time in a wheelchair. Was anything explained to you about her medical condition?
No, not really at the time, not from administration. I don't remember if Jack or Beata even said anything. We just thought she was a girl in a wheelchair.
Did Maya resemble her mother?
Yes. Yeah.
What about any commonalities you had with Beata? Were there any commonalities?
Well, I didn't realize it at the time, but a month or two later when we did Homebound, because I eventually ended up going into her home, yeah, I had a lot in common with Beata. She's Polish, and my grandparents immigrated from Poland. My grandmother lived with us. She reminded me a lot of Beata. They're from Chicago, and we're from Chicago. I went to Catholic school when I was in Chicago. So yeah, I really related well with the Kowalski family.
And
you can already see her emotions. Her emotions are already starting to, you can see she's choking it back. That's why she's doing so much movements and stuff, because I don't think she can focus in one spot or another. She's trying to talk to everybody so she can keep herself off the emotions. But you could tell it's going to start getting the best of her. Bougie Redneck, good to see you, ma'am. Happy Saturday. Right on. Look at all you beautiful people here. Thank you for being here on a Saturday morning with me, or evening, or I'm not evening or afternoon, whatever time. It might be evening where you're at. I don't know. Possibly could be. I mean, yeah, it could definitely be evening. Happy Saturday, guys. Let's keep rolling.
There come a time that fall, you've mentioned a couple times already that this Homebound program. Can you explain a little bit about that?
So initially she wasn't homebound. She was probably in our class for maybe a month. And then the county had, it wasn't Zoom back then. This was pre-COVID.
I was right.
Skype program. And we had to get authorization for a video camera to be in our room. And so for a month we tried that. Then it was hard because sometimes she would have physical therapy and stuff, or when we were teaching math or science or reading, she'd have something else going on, or if she didn't feel good. So after a month of that, then the county decided to do Homebound, where we'd go to her house and tutor her 3 to 4 hours a week, 2 hours in reading, language arts, 2 hours in math and science.
Long Crime's doing us dirty, guys. They're literally trying to break our heart at Long Crime. Like, how many hours now at this point of this trial have they focused on Maya? It like literally every time they do it, I'm like, oh my God, dude, why you gotta focus on this poor girl? She's literally the age of my oldest daughter. Like, that's all I see is like my daughter. Imagine my daughter having to go through something so horrible. Like, they're killing me, man. They're killing me. I'm sorry, guys. 4-wheel drive. My bad. Let's go.
And Mrs. Shepler and I split that, going to her home once a week after school and teaching her there.
So how often in the fall of 2015 were you in the Kowalski home?
Oh, a lot, at least once a week. At
And
least.
And explain, if you could, Maya's mobility around the house at that time.
So yeah, initially she'd get around with her wheelchair. And she would get, I would pick her up and put her onto like the bar stool. And sometimes she would like to do studies there. Sometimes it would be the kitchen table. Sometimes she'd like to be on the ground. I think just to stretch out her legs. But then after a while, she was always in her room. So I don't know how long I'd been there. I'm trying to think of like what the time frame was, maybe October, November. And then most of the time when I went there, went down the hall and turned to the left, she was in her room, laying in her bed, and I would tutor her in her bed.
In this October, November 2015 period, was she in pain? Did you observe her to be in pain?
Progressively, yes. Initially, I don't think so. But very quickly, progressively, a lot of pain. It got to a point where I was only seeing her in her bedroom, and sometimes she would like moan, like kind of hum. So I would kind of know when to take a break. And when I would say, do you want to get your drink? You want to get you something to eat? And sometimes we would take a break, and at some point we would just end the tutoring session.
So it's like another thing they're painting a good picture of is how damn tough this little girl was. She was so resilient. The people around her had to learn her like cues, her physical like cues, to like know what type of pain she was in at that moment, to know if like they needed to help her or like slow down on things. Like this teacher, and much love to this teacher. This lady's amazing. Like seriously, it's hard to find like really good educators nowadays. This lady right here is amazing. You could tell. Oh, bees. You can't. Hey, she ain't here right now to get you two. You two are something else. You two are definitely something else. Don't be summoning her. It's probably a good thing that you don't have her direct link. You two together, just trouble. Absolute trouble.
And physically, I understand the moaning. How did she appear physically at this time?
At the end?
Yeah, early November
So in
2015.
the beginning, I don't feel so crazy to describe this, but like waist up, just great. And she's a real bubbly girl, a real girly girl. And, always had her nails done, like to brush her hair. Always wanted, just real girly girl. And then as she was getting sicker, especially when she was in her bed, like her eyes looked sunken in. They looked really gray. She kind of looked a little gray. Her legs were going in. She looked like a kid that wasn't going to make it.
This is again fall 2015, before the trip to Mexico. How was Jack when you were in the home tutoring Maya?
So Jack was the at-home dad, and he was just kind of like that person that hid any nervousness behind it. You'd never know. Jack was always positive. He was always making sure Kyle was taken care of and doing something, fishing or something. But yeah, he was just the epitome of the at-home dad, and he always had a super positive focus on what was going on or the kids. If he was worried, he would never talk to me about it until I walked out to my car. And when he would follow me is when I would know he would have something to maybe tell me.
Yo, this dad needs like a Dad of the Year award, man. Like I said it last night, and I'll say it again. I don't know how. I don't know how he's made it through all this. You have to, right? He's got kids, so he's no choice. But man, that type of heartbreak and trauma, some people just drop straight dead from that. You know what I mean? So when I say I don't know how he's still standing, that's what I mean, per se. It's just, my Lord, prayers to that man. Prayers to the whole family, but whew.
but up front and in front of the kids, it was always super positive. He loved being an at-home dad.
Was he welcoming? Was he offering you food?
Oh, 100% all the time. Yes. Yeah.
What about Beata? Was she present during this time?
So some of the time she wasn't. I would typically try to get there at 4, sometimes a little later. It always depended on Maya's schedule and what was going on. And sometimes Beata would get home. I don't really remember her schedule, so sometimes I'd catch her at the end. If I recall her norm, she'd come in with a few groceries or a little bit of stuff to put in the fridge, and she would basically initially talk about how things were going with the kids. Kyle, do you have your homework done? Maya, how are you doing? She would try to not interrupt us, tutoring, but you never really hear her talk about work. I never really knew how her job was. She never came home in a negative attitude about her job. And it was
Yo, like, and that's the other thing too, is they paint her mom, they paint a picture of her as just like this amazing lady. And just to think too that she was a nurse got treated this way, not just a mother, but a nurse, somebody that has medical knowledge. Like, it's absolutely crazy. And then bees, right? The Netflix story, obviously Netflix is shooting it, so it's going to be biased on, Maya and the family. The way they shoot it, it's definitely heartbreaking. And I wish, honestly, we could have covered the Netflix, obviously. They're going to strike me, though, right? I'm going to catch flag strikes, just not going to be good for the channel. But I would have loved to, do a reaction or review to that.
usually, how are the kids doing? I think because I was there, she would touch in with Kyle. Kyle, how you doing? Do you have any homework? What are you doing? And then come over and see how Maya's doing. Try to touch base with me because I talked to Jack a lot about how she was doing academically, just because I was there with him the most. And she'd always try to get how's she doing compared to the other kids? What's going on? She would always do a touch base. Very, she's a Polish girl, so she was a little bit more matter of fact. Just that demeanor.
See, that's what I was talking about the other day on the live when I was talking about this mom and how she comes from a different culture. So it's like she's going to be more stern. She's going to be more matter of fact, especially when it comes to her child's care. And then being in the medical industry, being a nurse, and then going through all the treatments and whatnot and figuring her daughter's situation out. Of course, she's going to show up at Johns Hopkins and be like, this is her diagnosis. This is a treatment that works. Let's make it happen. It's just crazy. It's crazy that, I could see this happening to maybe just, your average woman that doesn't have medical, a history and in a different context. But damn, this lady was a nurse and she was talking factual stuff. She knew what was up. I'll never be able to understand why she was profiled so bad. It's like, how do they not do any more background search into before they made that call? We need to call on her. She's crazy. She's after drugs or something. It's insane, man. After hearing everything we've heard in these testimonies, there's no way you can come close to claiming child neglect or abuse with these parents. They're like the perfect parents. Nobody's perfect, right? But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying.
She always had.
And over the course of the fall, did you, as you saw Maya with her eyes sunken in, did you become aware that they were going to take her to Mexico for this ketamine treatment?
At sometime around that path, Maya and Beata had told us about this blog from a girl called Jessica's Journey. And so I shared it with the parents in my classroom. And
all right, I'll just focus you back.
Okay.
You're fine. I'll just focus you back to whether or not you became aware that she was going to travel to Mexico to receive some ketamine treatment.
Yes.
And I imagine there was an interruption in your tutoring of Maya while she was out of the country.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then at some point, either in December or January, your tutoring with Maya resumed?
Yes. As soon as she got back and was feeling ready.
All right. And again, back in her home?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How did she look after the ketamine treatment in Mexico?
She looked tired, but she didn't look so she looked like she had a little bit more strength. She wasn't bedridden. She was in the wheelchair. And progressively within a month, seemed like she was in October. Let's
So-
say she had strength back, but still in a wheelchair.
And so if you compare her physical condition before she left for Mexico and when she got back from Mexico, would you make that comparison for the jury, please?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, she just seemed strong again. I wasn't going back and tutoring in her bedroom, but she still was in a wheelchair, but she just she was glowing. Maya glowed. She was that little girl that glowed. She was glowing.
So that's another witness verifying that when she came back from Mexico with that treatment, that she got better so much quicker. She got better so fast, right? And then, like we found out yesterday, when she left Johns Hopkins, it took forever to even get to where she's at right now, right? But she's had multiple flare-ups. I believe criminal med said it, we would call it flare-ups. I believe. I wish she was here to correct that if I'm wrong. But either way, another witness verifying trip to Mexico to an actual, it's not like she went somewhere, got some crazy, witch doctor to treat her, some, person in the jungle to treat her. No, it was at a legitimate medical institution and they took care of her. So just another person verifying that. ZA, thanks for sharing that. Man. So I'm sure this is why you're probably covering this. You're following this trial, this case it probably hits home for you. It is. It's heartbreaking. I haven't worked in, that setting but it's still, man, having kids, having babies, listen to this. Oh my Lord. It's impossible not to get emotional. Absolutely impossible. I was actually saying this last night to chat is like trials like this are why I had to slow down on my trial coverage because I was doing more trial coverage, like everyday updates. But the Border Patrol agent trial where he unalived his mistress and son, that one broke me, man. I was like, I got to take a break. And then I kind of backed off, right? I started covering this one because as soon as I heard the story, I was like, people need to know about this. This needs some attention. But then last night as we were listening, I was like, why did I do this to myself? This is rough. Why did I? It's because it's one thing to learn about the details, right? Through an article or second, third hand source, as long as it's good information. It's different hearing that than to hear it straight out of the mouth of a witness. And to see the emotion, it just hits you so hard. 4-wheel drive, sorry guys. We'll get back to it. Kathy Blank's right. Pure sadness. Absolutely. Pure heartbreak.
Would you have to lift her out of her wheelchair at times?
Still then a little bit because her legs were kind of inverted, but she was her legs, her arms, she could move the wheelchair. Where previous to that, I would sometimes have to push her, but at that point, she had the strength in her upper body.
I can imagine ZA. I can absolutely imagine. Probably have like a little extra anger inside on that one too with the emotions. Like knowing how vulnerable these babies are, right? And that you put her through what they put her through. You understand. You get it. That's what I'm saying. Exactly, Jennifer P. And we could bring that up with so many different trials, but one trial right now in general you can bring up is the Idaho trial, right? Like the Idaho murders. Like we got to have a camera in there. You have to see the emotion. You have to know like what's going on. Like you have to. We need that. Don't get me started on Idaho 4 thing. We got videos coming on that. We got a live coming on that later. Let's see what else you guys are saying. All right, cool. I'm caught up in chat. Let's keep rolling, guys. Let's keep rolling. I'll also have you here literally up until I gotta leave for the game.
And you tutored her throughout the spring of 2016?
Yes.
That was the end of her 4th grade year.
Correct.
And
yo, real quick though, 19, 20 of you in chat, can you guys please smash that like button and smash that share, put it out there, let them know we're live right now so they can come join us. Like I said, the live stream shares have been awesome. They have helped us so much. Oh, Tennessee sweetheart, good to see you. Good to see you. You're here listening. You're You're driving to, why you gotta make me jealous, Tennessee? Huh? Why you gotta make me? I'm here listening. I'm driving to Nashville, so it's hard to chat. Interstate 40 is so dangerous. Be safe, Tennessee. Be safe. Prayers for safe travel, man. And why you gotta make me jealous like that? You already made me jealous because where you live. And now you're talking about going to Nashville? You know how bad I want to go to Nashville, listen to some like live music, have some good drinks and some good food. Oh, I'm so jealous right now. But it's good to have you here. I'm glad you're here listening along. But please be safe. All right, Jennifer B. Jesus. I know, right? Visual learner, same here. That's what I'm like preparing myself to, honestly. I'm preparing myself for us not to get the cameras in the courtroom with the Idaho 4 case. I'm preparing myself. I've covered it so close from the beginning. It was like one of the things that kicked this channel off. So, or kicked this genre off on this channel. And I'm so vested in it. And I'm just preparing myself for us not to get that just in case we don't get it. But all right, I'm caught up in chat, it seems. Let's proceed.
Did she maintain status quo? Did she progressively get better during that spring, or did she get worse during that spring?
No, she got better. She was never out of the wheelchair, but there were times where she could kind of scoot herself around places. No, it seemed to be she was getting better. They just had to figure out how to get her legs working again.
What about her academic performance during the second half of her fourth grade year?
Yeah, Maya was a brilliant kid. If she hadn't been home health bound and going through what she was, I definitely would have recommended her for gifted to be identified and tested, so she could have had the option of going to a magnet school at like Pineview if she wanted to. But there was just so much going on at home. I know that wasn't the concern of the parents, but oh yeah, she was very brilliant. She was one of my top students in a gifted classroom.
Basically, she's smartish, guys. She's smart. Smart.
Did the homebound program provide schooling over the summer of 2016?
You know, I didn't always just follow what the homebound program did. If Maya had the need and she needed me to be there to teach her, I was there. So,
Steph V, good to see you, man. Regardless if you're just hanging out in the bush or not, I'm glad to have you here listening along. But thank you for dropping in and saying hi. Yes, guys, anytime you're here, even if you just want to chill in the bushes, drop at least a hello so I can keep track of who's showing up. You know what I mean? Because it does matter. I know Carson will tell you the same thing. 100%, I guarantee she'll tell you the same thing. Like, even if you want to kick it in the bushes, is just say hi. Let us know you're there. We love to see who's hanging out. We appreciate it 100%. What are you saying, Carson? What are you saying? Yeah, thank you, Carson. Drop that, because that is true. Jennifer B will tell you that too. If you let me know if there's something you want me to check out to get into, I will cover it and we will get into it. Because there's cases I don't know about, man, and I would love to put some spotlight on things if they need some spotlight. And thank you again, Miss Carson, for dropping that link. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll say it over and over. All donations made to the channel go back towards the channel. They go back towards any of the software we use, the apps we use, any of it, StreamYard, YouTube Premium, all that stuff. It goes back to that. And if you do leave a donation, make sure you leave a note for me. Let me know what you think about the channel. Let me know if there's changes you think I can make. I like good criticism, right? And let me know your name, whether it's your screen name or your personal name. Let me know if I can give you credit and give you love for promoting, for helping the channel out. Your patronage will always be appreciated here. So we're just trying to do. We're getting this channel growing. So anybody that does that, I appreciate it. Leave the note, leave the name. Let me know if I can give you love. Who did I just see show up in chat? Did I just see somebody else show up in chat? Let's see. Being Turtle Madness. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Man, 23 of you all in chat right now. 23 of you all with me. Smash that share. Let them know we're here, guys. Let's get this conversation bigger. Let's get it growing. This community growing. All right, guys. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
if Jack got a hold of me and Maya needed some help, I wasn't always confined to the dates of the homebound program. It would just be what do you need? What does she need? Does she need a break from school? Does she want me to come? So I know the next school year, I started up with Maya again before the school year started.
Whoa. Pat Gaines, I just saw that. How you doing? I'm sorry I missed you. I had to stop that. Who else? I miss anybody else? I think I got everybody else. If I miss you ever either, after I just gave that speech about saying hi, if I ever miss you, make sure you say hi one more time. I will see it. You know how I am. I got to have that contact with y'all. I love it. Moto Mom, you're usually busy around the house, but you're listening, and I appreciate that. If I could help the chores go a little bit smoother around the house, hey, awesome. Bees, that's a good point. I will check my junk mail. I'll check my junk mail. That might be where it ended up. All right. I'm caught up in chat again. Let's go, guys. Let's go. 24 of you guys here with me on a Saturday? Heck yeah. Appreciate it.
And I know we didn't have a homebound contract at the time just because paperwork can take a lot of time. And I knew what Maya's needs were. So I started seeing her before school started. And Maya loved school. So she loved for me to come.
So outside of whatever the county was paying for, you did this voluntarily
many times.
and saw her over the summer of 2016.
Yes, especially that August before the school year started, making sure she was ready, seeing how she was.
And if I could ask you to draw a comparison again between how she's doing in August of 2016, she's now getting ready to start 5th grade.
Right.
How was she doing getting ready to start 5th grade compared to spring of 4th grade?
Right. Strong, still in the wheelchair, looked good, really bubbly, just couldn't, walk. But her demeanor, her arms, her body strength, everything was still like we were just waiting for something to happen. But yeah, positive, bubbly, excited. You always try to give them hope. So you're thinking, maybe you'll be able to Skype. Maybe you'll be able to come to the school again. Like in 4th grade, we didn't really know when it would turn.
And over this 9-month period, January 2016 to September 2016, you were aware that she was getting periodic ketamine treatments.
Right.
And you tutored her almost every week.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever notice any negative effects from the ketamine treatments that affected her academic performance or ability to do her schoolwork?
No. A few times she seemed tired, but it never affected her ability. She was a super bright kid.
So that's the thing is I don't think so much the worry about the ketamine treatment is that it's going to make you all loopy and it's going to make you ineffective, in life. It's the damage it does to your body long term. I might pull up a video. I might find a video for our next live stream on this, breaking down the effects of what long-term ketamine use does to you. I think we might do that so that we have a better idea of why they treated the mother the way they did, because it is an aggressive treatment and it does do some damage. But at the same time, I'm still with the mom because it was like, granted it's aggressive, but her daughter has such a rare situation that it has to have an aggressive treatment to get it in check. What else? Let me see what you guys are saying in chat. All right. Thank you. Jim B, thank you. BM, thank you. All right. We're caught up in chat, guys. Let's go. Let's keep going.
And then we get to her admission to Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital beginning of October 2016. By that point, you'd already started the regular school year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so you were again going to her home. Mm-hmm. Did you see a kind of a rapid decline just before she went into the hospital there?
Yeah, I think that last week before she went, we didn't even go see her. I think Jacobiata might have texted us or myself and said, Maya's having a really tough day. So once or twice, and then all of a sudden we got the text, I believe, from Jack that they take her to the hospital.
And that's how severe this situation is, though, for her medical condition. And it literally can go from she's functioning fine to like horrible that quick. It is that quick. let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, definitely share, guys. Share it while we're live. It makes a huge difference. And a lot of people, like I said, get confused on the shares. You can share it anywhere, right? But you can also share it on your own YouTube, right? Your own little create a post share. That actually helps the algorithm. People don't realize it. It actually does help. But share it everywhere, man. Put it out there. Let's get this family bigger. Let's get this community bigger. Let's get some more opinions, some more ideas, and some more funny people in here to keep us laughing. Yes, Bees, you're doing great. You're doing amazing. You look good in blue. Definitely look good in blue. Doing a great job. When you're not roasting me with my mom, all right? I think you might be the only mod that ends up having to get put in a timeout. I have this sneaky feeling. All right, guys, let's keep rolling.
And do you recall some confusion or some back and forth over whether she'd be allowed to have the homebound program in that 5th grade year? Can I show you an email?
Yeah.
Your Honor, if we could publish 2408-1675, which has been admitted.
Amen.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? With this show, you get all kinds of things. You get true crime, you get facts, you get like good conversations on that stuff, you get some comedy, right? And then you get to play the game of let's see who could turn the host the brightest shade of red. Let's see who can win that, right? So that's a new game. So I think when I start getting some merch, I'll just put little color change chart, right? A little like one of those red charts where it tells you like levels of red. I'll just ship that out in the merch so all y'all can have that. So that when you guys are starting to try to make me turn red in chat, you can hold it up to the screen to see who got me the reddest. I can already see that's going to be a game with you guys. The first thing you guys can do to like make me turn red, you guys do it. And you look at the lulz in the comments. Yep. One of my coworkers was in the live last night, and he's like, yo, at work today, he was like, oh my Lord, dude, your chat was wild last night. He's all said, oh, he's like that? And I was like, oh man, I'm familiar with all these subscribers, all my chatters. Like I know all these ladies from other circles, and it's kind of normal with them. So he's like, you pretty much got your live stream hijacked last night. And I was like, yeah, I kind of did. But everybody had a good time. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But like I said before, this channel is the community. This channel isn't me, at all. Definitely not running this channel that way. Yes, definitely. These crazy women. You said it, not me, but I agree. All right, guys, let's keep going. Wait up. You dare me to give you a good time? V said she liked the corner and some crowds. And I'm sure. You're gonna mess around and make me do it, Bees. That's not a regular dog. That's not even a dog. That's like how many dogs? If you put like the average dog, how many average dogs would it take to add up to one of those? That thing is massive. Those things are massive. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going.
Take a moment, if you wouldn't mind, just read it to yourself.
Right. Yeah. So that's September. Mm-hmm.
So this is you writing to Beata and Jack.
Right.
And if you could just, I'm sure the jury's had a chance to read it as well, but if you could just summarize what was going on in the background here with the home health bound program for Maya.
So just, the school year started, maybe we would have been in about 3 weeks according to that date. And the official paperwork had come that that they would allow Maya to be home health bound. But I'd already seen her previous to that. So this was just kind of making it official of would Monday and Thursdays work. And Mrs. Scheffler and I would be rotating back and forth. But I do remember, I'm just recalling this, that at one point Jack said, even if the school system doesn't approve it, I'll just pay you. And
She's getting emotional. Like it's gonna start getting more emotional. But before it gets emotional, let's laugh a little bit. Kathy Blanks. Okay, no, I mean that seems to be what my chat's filled with now. Is some yeah. Oh my lord, the new improved Golden Girls. Y'all are too much. You all are too much. Miss Darcy, good to see you on this beautiful Saturday. Welcome to the party that has continued from Friday night. It seems like we are not missing a beat. I'm still dying. I'm not even out. Like, basically, I had a comment on the video, and it was like Sam's Rock Collection tomorrow. Was like, "Yo, is it going to be TPP uncensored now?" Like, she's all, "Last night was wild." It's like, y'all are crazy. It's like that. Hijacking my stream, the whole nine. My lord. All right, guys, let's jump back into it. But trigger warning, man. As soon as I start getting emotional, don't judge me if I start tearing up.
You didn't need to do that.
So Jack offered to pay you.
Yeah.
All right, we can take that down. Did you have any contact with any of Maya's physicians during this 2016 period before Johns Hopkins?
No, I'd only known that her primary care physician was Dr. Wassenaar, a really well-known pediatrician in Venice. Being a teacher since 1990, you know of a lot of pediatricians. I have 4 children myself, so I was keenly aware of great pediatricians in town. And parents will talk to you about them, so I knew that she was in good care. I knew that he had sent her, or they had found a specialist, and so I knew that they were seeing a specialist, but I hadn't had contact with either of those, primary care or specialist.
But you knew of her pediatrician.
So, like, as we get into this testimony as well, what's important about this portion of the testimony is she is an eyewitness for the care inside of that facility. She's going to tell us exactly what Maya was experiencing, at least from what she got to see. And it's huge. She's a very important witness in this, to have like the overall picture, the big picture of what this little girl was going through, what this family went through at the hands of John Hopkins. Oh my lord, chat. Oh my lord. All right, let's keep rolling, y'all. Let's keep rolling.
Oh yeah, everybody knew Dr. Wassenaar.
And so you mentioned a few minutes ago that Mr. Kowalski texted you and said that she'd been admitted to Johns Hopkins.
Right.
And then at some point after that, did you learn that she wasn't coming home in the near future?
No, I think it took me a while to figure that out. When I first started going up there, I didn't know that she wouldn't be coming home for a while. I felt like I was going up there a few weeks, and I just thought she'd be released any day. I think it probably took a month before any word had gotten to me, if I recall, that the hospital had kind of taken over her care. I was just going up there as like her teacher and continuing to do home health bound.
Did you come to learn what the allegations were against Beata?
Yes, I believe Jack might have texted me and said what had happened.
Everybody's headed out, man. Y'all, a lot of you were on date nights last night, and a bunch of y'all doing road trips today. Miss Darcy, be safe driving, but I'm glad you're listening. What else you guys saying in chat? Oh my lord. Yeah, you guys don't be getting bees in trouble, okay? Don't be getting bees in timeout.
I don't understand what you're saying, Mr. Anderson.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to get the volume turned up a little bit, Judge. I was having time.
The volume is at
Okay.
the highest level it can get.
I'm sorry. I have a very soft voice.
Yo, they're having the same issue. Like, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. But like you guys noticed too in our testimony, right? How at this juncture, they're basically getting information out of her where it paints the picture of like, she watched Maya go through this before, went to Mexico, short trip, came back, immediately started getting better, right? So now she thinks, okay, Maya's getting help from this awesome place, right? So she shouldn't be there long. And like you could see the look in the teacher's face, she was dumbfounded because it was like, Maya should be better by now. Like, why isn't she better? She was better faster before. Like, what's going on? So these attorneys are doing a masterful job of laying foundation. Hey, Fox, good to see you. You missed a couple lives. It's good to see you. I'm starting to think you left me. My heart starting to hurt my heart. What case is this? This is the Maya Kowalski case. The Taking Care of Maya case. There was a Netflix documentary on it, a special. It's really hard to give you a quick breakdown on it, but if you go rewatch the last 2 lives, you'll be entertained and informed. I'm just saying, and you'll help my watch hours. But yeah, that's what it is. That's the trial that we're kind of following right now. This is yesterday. We're wrapping up yesterday's testimonies. We started it last night. Oh, you've been on the replay crew? Well, yo, you got to let me know when you replay. You got to drop a comment. I got to know who's rocking with me. You know what I mean? So if you guys don't drop a replay comment or don't at least say hello once from the bushes, I start missing you guys. I notice people that when they're here or not. Trust me, I do. And you all think that's going to change when we blow up, but it's not. I'm always going to pay attention to who's here. So let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. Like I said, we on a schedule today. We got to get this first live knocked out, and then we'll be back for some Murdaugh. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do Murdaugh, and I'm pretty sure I know which video we're gonna react to and cover, so that we can take a walk down the Murdaugh saga memory lane and prepare for this trial. Because I'm pretty sure, like I said, guys, we're gonna see a Murdaugh retrial. I'm pretty dang sure of it. Pretty dang sure. Well, let's proceed.
I'll get closer. Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't understand those hand signals.
Trying not to interrupt. Secret language.
I'd like to show the witness Joint Exhibit 1073-65.
Okay.
Thank you. Do you recognize this?
Yes, so that's an IEP. It's an individual education plan. I do a lot of these every year for gifted kids. Hers was unique. It was really the start of Sarasota County allowing a camera to be put in the schools. Of course, this was pre-COVID, so there was a lot of scare about allowing that to be happening in a classroom, a camera to be in the classroom videotaping, and a student to be Skyping with us. So it took a long time for our IT person to get this allowed.
And if we look at the bottom of that first page, I see your name and your signature, and then above that, I think I see Ms. Kowalski's name. You see that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So she was involved in this process.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And was she supportive or unsupportive of her daughter receiving some schooling?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, the more she could get, the better. I think they were a little sad that they only got allocated 3 hours a week.
She wanted more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you'll take us to page 69, please. And the bottom there, the meeting minutes, it says Taylor Ranch will allow supplemental instruction such as Skyping into the classroom for reading and math instruction.
Correct.
What was the plan there for Skyping?
So this was this beginning of her 5th grade year?
Yes.
And so
Quick fair use stop. You know what I mean? Fair use. We got to do it. I know it's annoying, but we got to do it. But let me see. Pat Gaines, are you talking about the Idaho? If you're talking about the Idaho trial, definitely. If cameras end up in that trial, one, I'm going to try to take vacation as long as I can for that trial so I can actually cover it live. I would like to cover it live, honestly, if by chance we get the video cameras in there. But you're right. Yo, anybody that gets to film that live, whether it's just true, you know, like news, long crime, whether it's just like long crime filming it, dude, the chat is going to be wild. It's going to be filled with people that are passionate about the case. It's going to be filled with trolls. It is going to be insane. Like if you watch the YNW Melly trial, like on long crime, that chat was insane. It drove me crazy because like you had trolls, you had hardcore true crimers, and then you had people that were just like fans that just didn't see anything besides want to be fanboys or fangirls, and he's innocent. It was wild. So Idaho 4 is going to be that on like on another level. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me, Bees. Replay crew, if you've made it this far, smash them buttons. And I appreciate you. You guys are awesome, man. I was surprised that replay crew from last night had made it through most of last night's live, enough to see how lit last night's live was in chat. Fan trolls. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Jennifer B. That's definitely what they are. Fan trolls. Definitely. And they're all, oh, he's innocent. He's innocent. Even though, like, in my opinion, all the evidence on that case, circumstantial or not, like, paints that he's guilty as hell. But that's another topic for another video. Me too, Kathy Blanks. If they have one video, one camera, one live stream, that'll be fine. Because at least we can see what's kind of happening in the court. But I'm telling you, I'm legit going to try to take work off. I'm going to try to take time off for that and try to stream it. And if I don't get a chance to live stream it, well, I'm definitely, obviously, we're covering it every day. I think everybody's going to be covering it every day. It's going to be tricky. Really, it is. Because you guys know how I am. I don't like to get stuck on one thing. So it's going to be tricky for me to cover that and cover other things. But we'll figure out a way. Oh, Bees, I'm for it too. I love live trials. Love them too much. Had to take a little break. But I love watching them. So if I get a chance to not only watch that trial live, but stream it with you guys or whoever shows up, that it'll be a good time for sure. Pat Gaines, me too. I'm trained like that. I was trained like that before I started making content. I was just like, I roll in. That's the first thing I do. I start hitting it. Hit them buttons. But let's see. So does Kathy Blaze. I think a lot of us are kind of trained to that. But as a content creator, I got to say it, guys. I got to put it out there, and so do the mods. It's the only way we get the channel to grow is to ask you to hit that like, hit those shares, and share me with your friends, man. I know you guys know more people that are into true crime that you hang out with and affiliate with in other circles. Bring them over, man. I'm not one of those people that, oh, you hang out over here, you can't be here. Like, I want everybody. I want to create a neutral ground for everybody to come enjoy true crime content and our comedy. All right, guys, let's keep going.
We were going to try to do it. So we were like allocated 4 hours a week, but we really needed like 4 hours a day because I teach math and science 2 hours every day. And Mrs. Shepler teaches reading language arts an hour and a half. So she would start in the morning and she would start with Maya. And Maya would be in my classroom. And then my students would move into Mrs. Shepler's at 9:30. We have the same schedule now. And they would do reading language arts for an hour. But I do recall most of the time Maya couldn't make it back in the afternoon for my science instruction because she was tired or she had doctor's appointments. So she would basically be online with us from like 8:30 to 11:30 every morning. And then our kids would go to a lunch. And then by the afternoon, most of the time she wouldn't make it back. So I am reading that it says 4 hours weekly, but we try to do it every day.
Yeah, guys, that's what's up. That's what I mean. What Bees just said. You met her through Letitia's. I know, like you could like meet more people at those big live streams. And I'm just saying, you meet some people over there, you bring them back to this channel. Go fishing, guys. That's what I'm about, right? Fishing. We gotta do some fishing. We gotta bring back some more people. But I do appreciate you guys for sharing me with all your friends and stuff. There has been a lot of people that come over. They're like, so-and-so sent me. I love it here. Your community's awesome. I love being able to actually give my opinions and nobody's like fighting with me or kicking me out for my opinion. What else you guys saying in chat? Kathy Blanks, if you're talking about me, I'm always awesome. If you're talking about me, I appreciate you. If you're not talking about me, I don't know who you're talking about, but I'm sure they appreciate you too. Yeah, a lot of people are still stuck on that, man. They are. I'm not. I can't ride with the case that long, that deep. I feel like it feeds her narcissism, honestly. She probably knows everybody's still listening to her joke. Shit, she's probably making those calls just so people keep listening and talking about her narcissistic self. All right, yeah, trigger warning for sure. Let's keep rolling, guys. Let's get into it. Prepare though, because it starts getting emotional. Start getting a little bit more emotional.
But the school district was willing to support remote education.
Yeah,
For
it was the
Maya.
first time ever. It was groundbreaking.
And you were more than willing to do
Oh,
it.
yeah, it was exciting. The kids would love to see her computer stroll in and they could see her face.
And so after she was at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in October, you mentioned you started being allowed to see her.
Right.
How was she doing in the first couple of weeks?
Yeah, she was, well, she was happy to see me. That's for sure. Just because it was a familiar face. I didn't think she would be there long because it didn't seem like she had been as bad as I'd seen her at her house. But then she got progressively sad because then Dad wasn't coming. It was just me. And then even when Jack was able to come, she really missed her mom. But academically, she was doing fantastic. She loved school. But pretty quickly, she wasn't as comfortable getting out of her bed and going around the hospital or going to the craft room or some of the things that we had done previously when I first started seeing her, because she's a girly girl and she loves crafts. And
Miss Sassy, good to see you. Good to see you, ma'am. Hope you're having a beautiful Saturday. What y'all saying in chat? Yeah, this tons of love in this community. I love it. Comedy and love, that's what you'll find here. Let's keep going, guys.
she had crafts all over her room. And so I know she loved the craft room. And there was a piano in there and she loved to play the piano. But I guess I might have seen her for about, what was that, maybe 10 weeks, about 3 months maybe. And about halfway through, she really didn't go to the craft room much anymore after that.
Was that because she was in more pain or doing worse, or what was the
Yes.
reason?
She was in more pain, and she just laid in her bed a lot at that time, instead of even sitting up or just her disposition when I would get in there, or her position of her body. Towards the end, she was just laying down in her bed.
Let's talk about the process of getting into the hospital, getting access to Maya's room, and how you went about doing that each time. Was it social workers or nurses who would greet you at the hospital?
It was different every time. There didn't seem to be a pattern to it. I always have to check into the front desk. And in the very beginning, they would always call like a social worker, and they would come down and meet me and guide me up. After a while, I believe the place I signed was very odd too. One time I signed like the clergy. There wasn't really a designated place maybe for me to sign. So that changed a lot. So I didn't always log in at the same place. And then after a while, I think they would call up. I always had to wear my teacher badge. And then they would say you could let her in. But her rooms changed quite a bit. So sometimes the social worker would come and guide me up to where her new room was.
Was the reception that you got warm or cold or indifferent?
It was a little indifferent, like, who are you and why are you here to see her?
Yeah, that's gold star treatment. That's gold star care right there. Gold star care. You can sense the compassion, right? Like I'm telling you, this is an important witness to really understand this story and what this girl went through. My Lord, definitely pray for this little girl and her family. They've been through way too much. Hope you're having fun at the football game, Sassy. What else y'all saying? Yes, most definitely bees. Lifelong depression. 100%. That chronic pain affects you mentally and emotionally on another level. That is for sure. That is for sure. I didn't go what she went through. dealing with the back stuff that I'm dealing with, when it's bad, the depression, it's so bad. When you can't do anything, it just takes your life away from you. Depression doesn't even really cover it, honestly. Right? There's so much about this situation that people are like, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. And there's so many of these things people haven't heard of happening in this one case. So many of these situations. It's insane. Appreciate you, Miss Sassy. Appreciate you. We need them watch hours. We're getting close to those memberships opening up. I can't wait. I can't wait so we can do members only streams too. Those are going to be fun. Like we don't already have fun, right? Jeez.
So I just introduced myself right away. I'm Jackie Dieter. I'm her teacher. I kind of wanted to reiterate that I wasn't related to her because I was assuming that there was something written in the file of people not being able to see her. And so that I think helped. And then they led me to her room. But no, there was never oh, hey, Jackie, so glad you're here to, teach Maya today. She really needs, somebody to see her. Never that reception. Very cold.
And what about the interactions you observed between Maya and the nurses that went in and out as you were tutoring? Cold, warm, indifferent?
Indifferent, sometimes cold, very disconnected, very impersonal.
Yo, that just hit me. You hear her voice crack? Man, this poor little girl. She wasn't being treated like a patient. She was being treated like an inmate. That's what she was treated like. The staff did what they had to do, to maintain life and act like they're doing some type of treatment that works. They were just making rounds. She was just a number. There was no love. There was no caring. She was like literally just treated like a convict. Like you're just locked up. It's insane. And this is supposed to be gold star treatment. Remember, guys, this is supposed to be gold star treatment. Thank you, Miss Sassy. I see you watching on the other phone as well. Getting that double time in. Look at that, man. I appreciate it. God, dude, that is so huge. I appreciate that, guy. So many of you guys are rolling my videos on multiple devices. I appreciate you so much. It sucks. I've noticed this about my account, though, is it's only updating my watch hours like every 48 hours. So it's not like every 24 hours it updates. It's been every 48. So it's like a big jump every time. So that's showing me like you guys are like putting in the work for me, and I appreciate it. Pat Gaines, that means a lot to me. That really means a lot to me. Man, it hit me in the feels, Pat Gaines. I really appreciate that. I'm really trying to build an awesome community here. Be a different type of, channel out there in the true crime genre. And so far it's working. I feel blessed. Because I know, dude, very well. I know that like a lot of people when they start doing this stuff, especially when they're live streaming, they'll be lucky to have like 5 people in their live stream in their chat. And we consistently stay in the 20s, 30s. And like I'm so new to this. So I know we're doing the thing. I know this community is gonna be awesome. Like the growth we've seen already is insane to me. Feel so blessed. What else you guys saying in chat? What else you guys saying? Huntress, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're having an awesome Saturday. Let's see, what else y'all saying? I'm missing. All right. Huntress is catching her love. Heck yeah. All right, guys, let's continue.
Did they seem like pediatric nurses and social workers who cared about this little girl, or didn't care?
The basis is respect. You're asking a teacher to comment on the care and treatment provided by nursing staff.
Shut your face and sit down. I don't like this. Every one of those people on the fence can get it. If I don't care if that's not politically correct of me as a content creator, I'm supposed to be up here and be all professional and be like, well, you know, this is just the process. This is the law. No, dude, that dude needs to get throat punch. I don't like this guy. Anytime they're trying to humanize this little girl or bring to light the exact situation that she is in and went through, like if it's gonna like stir emotion in that jury, these clowns jump up as fast as they can and they're like, no, can't stand them. Look like a damn clown weasel. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry.
We'll just kind of keep it to the legal basis.
But the legal, outside the scope of this,
That
that's
objection I love the rule.
Yo, enjoy your time, Huntress. Enjoy that kid-free time. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you're just chilling. I'm glad you're here chilling with us.
So as a teacher, I think about teachers.
That's
and a lot
right.
of people went to college to be teachers, and they don't know how to teach. And then there's teachers that go to school to be a teacher, and they're really good at it, like it was their gift, and they're natural. And then there's teachers like care about their kids. And it's not just about teaching.
Oh,
It's also about teaching and caring. And so I guess if I was a teacher and had to relate to nursing, I would think there are nurses and they go to school to be nurses and they're good at their job.
it is a narrative. It's non-responsive.
I will sustain the narrative portion. Let's ask your next question.
Yes, Your Honor.
like that right there. Right there. She's calling out the fact that the people in this medical department did not care about this little girl, did not care to do their job with passion. And that's what this whole organization is supposed to be about, is like this gold standard care. And we have an eyewitness that was there, right, that experienced what was happening, and they want to shut her down. They do not want her to say that. They don't want her to get it across that this little girl wasn't cared for properly, that there was no empathy at all from the staff. And the staff of freaking medical professionals is supposed to be you can't make this up. This is so horrible. My Lord. Some throat punches for these people. Like,
Are there any particular interactions with a nurse or a nutritionist or a social worker that you recall?
So a few times I had interaction with a nutritionist who came in at the time that Maya was having to order her meal.
you know, we just playing Huntress. Nobody can ever replace you.
For the next time. And it was obvious at this point they were getting very frustrated in Maya because she kept ordering the same type of food. And even at one time, I looked at the menu and kind of went through the menu options with Maya to try to choose some other things. She liked the spaghetti noodles.
Huntress, that's an understatement. Like, did you catch the replay of last night's chat? That is an understatement. This chat's wild. I mean, wild. I mean, this is like National Geographic wild up in here. Something like, I'm not even playing. Huntress, if you weren't here earlier, let me tell you, it was so wild that one of my buddies from work, right? He was in the live last night watching, dropped in, said hi, and he was watching. This morning at work, he told me, he's all, bro, are your live streams always like that? He's all, it was lit, dude. They were wild in that chat. Everybody's having a good time. He's all, and your mom's in there? I was like, I know, dude. I know. My family's crazy in general. I'm just gonna let y'all know that. So my mom being in chat, hanging out with y'all, that's really par for the course for me. But yeah, even my coworker called it out. He's all, it was wild. So Huntress, understatement. No, it's Huntress. Sam's rock collection award left me a comment on the video, a replay comment, and she was like, are we gonna rename it to TPP's Uncensored? Because yo, it was lit. It was wild. Criminal Med. Oh, it's always so good to hear from Criminal Med. Criminal Med for sure. Crazier the better. Good to see you. Definitely. I mean, especially when the medical stuff, like you've been so valuable, Criminal Med, on these breakdowns and stuff, going over all this medical things. Like, I definitely appreciate you being here. Happy Saturday. Dang, we got 26 of y'all here rocking with me on a Saturday. Much love, you all. Much love. Smash some likes, smash the share. Let them know we're here. But let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling.
But she didn't like sauce on it. She liked the jello or the pudding. She always had to have some type of dessert. And sometimes I don't remember the third thing or the vegetable, but it was one thing, and it was like she ordered that same meal a lot. One time a nutritionist was very abrupt and quite not kind and said, Maya, you need to eat healthier. You need to eat, a more well-rounded dinner. And that, I believe, was the time that then I went through the menu with Maya and was trying to tell her, let's try to pick some things. I really initially thought, well, she's eating a lot of carbs. She needs some weight. So it's probably good she's loading up on pasta. Not that I'm a nutritionist. And then she turned to me and got a little teary-eyed and said, I really miss my mom's cooking. Nurses came in all the time, took vitals, didn't say hello, didn't introduce themselves.
Yo, I'm sorry, guys. That one got me, dude. That one got me. That poor little baby sitting in that hospital, not being taken care of by people that actually care about her, missing her mama's food. Ooh, if that'll make you feel some kind of way, man, inside, you cold, bro. You ice cold. Thank you, Bees. Thank you, BM. Y'all smash them likes, smash that share, get us out there, get us growing. I'm not playing every live, man. Those live stream shares are growing this channel faster and faster. And then obviously too, guys, the more people we get on here, the faster we get to those watch hours. We got more people watching, faster we get to watch hours, faster we get to memberships. And I can't wait. Can't wait. I have a video already planned for when memberships drop. I already have a plan, like breaking down the tiers, how everything's gonna go for this channel. I'm so excited, guys. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's go. Bees, you have to like crazy because you're here. Like, if you didn't like crazy, you probably wouldn't really like me, honestly, or my mom. So you must like crazy, definitely. You get along with my mom for sure. And she ain't here right now to defend herself, so that's her fault. She should have been here. She knew last night we was going to be live this morning. What else you guys saying? Yes, all joking aside, definitely Kathy Blinks. This one, man, we have to cut up a little bit because this case is so it's so raw and emotional, especially doing it the way that we're doing it. We're not just covering the case or the trial. We're like literally listening to testimony. So it doesn't get much more deep and raw than this. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I had to stop it. When she said that about the food, it hit me hard because that statement right there, Criminal Med, that's a perfect statement. I mean, you just think about smells, what smells and tastes trigger, like the memories that they trigger. And her wanting her mom's food is just, it would trigger like all these happy moments with her mom. And it's absolutely devastating. Thank you. See you later. I appreciate you. Definitely subscribe. If you're new here, if you're hiding out in the bushes, hit that subscribe button. Even if you're coming from the other channels where they have a lot of drama going on, this is a neutral place. We won't tell them you're here. Just hit that button. Come on in. Introduce yourself. I know Carson sent a lot of people over here. I'm indebted to Carson for sure. That's why I got loyalty. I rep that musky rat gang for sure. Yeah. No, I'll always rep all the people that have helped me come up, helped this channel come up, that have given me love. Dolly, Carson, and Huntress have all big time helped my channel out. Always will be appreciated for that. They sent a lot of you guys over here. What else y'all saying? Heck yeah. That's my favorite. That's like I've said it over and over. That's one of my favorite parts about doing this is getting to have so many intelligent people in chat with me so we can kick around like ideas and theories and whatnot and actually get somewhere on a case, not like regress, but actually progress on our ideas. And the fact that we have that growing here, but we have it growing with people that can both maturely discuss a case, whether they agree with it or not, but we can do that. Plus we get some comedy with it. You can't beat that, man. Because some places are all comedy, not enough true crime. And then some places are just purely true crime and super dry, right? And it's hard to listen to. But I feel like we got that right mix, man. We got that right mix. That's right. Musky Rat Gang. What else you saying in chat, guys? Let's see. What else you saying? Yeah, you guys, that as well. Hit that notification bell, right? Sometimes it gets reset. Sometimes YouTube turns it off. Sometimes you got to literally unsubscribe, resubscribe. But like hit that notification bell. Make sure it's turned on because like I've been trying to go live every day now. That's my goal is 1 live stream a day minimum. If I could do a live stream and a premiere drop or 2 live streams, that would be better. But definitely have that notification bell. I want you guys here for them all. All right. I'm caught up in chat. Let's keep rolling, guys.
Introduced themselves to me, didn't want to know who I was, took the vitals and left.
Again, it's not responsive to the question.
Sustained. Let's try to just answer the question
Well,
that's asked.
he just,
I like the fact that she's slipping stuff in there. She knows that there's going to be objections, but she's going to go ahead and shoot what she wants to say. Because even if they object and the judge tells them to strike that, jury don't pay attention to it, we all know that the jury going to factor that in. We all know no human being is going to, they're not going to hear that and be able to erase it from their memory. That's going to factor in a little bit at some level. Definitely. Give me some ones in chat real quick, guys. I had a system glitch. I don't know if I lost internet for a minute, but give me ones in chat if you guys can hear me before we proceed. All right, cool. I'm seeing ones in chat. Jen B, Fox, TLC is me, Steph, Carson, Pat, I see the ones. Kathy, see the ones. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Let's go ahead and proceed. Let's proceed. Man, I hope my internet don't go out. I've been having issues with it lately. I have plans for today. They can't be doing that. BM, thank you. Thank you all. I see the ones in chat. I appreciate you guys. Let's keep rolling.
asked, what's my internet?
You're right,
Okay,
you're
okay.
You mentioned a few minutes ago, early on in her stay, her room was filled with crafts.
Mhm.
What about her doorway outside her door?
No, I don't ever remember her doorway. A few times I don't think there was a name on her door because we would go into, I recall 3 different rooms. I could be wrong. And I remember one time I went into one, I think it was the last room I remember, and there wasn't a name on it. And I thought we were going into the wrong room. So no, there was nothing that said, oh, this is Maya's room.
Other than you, who else do you know of that was allowed to visit during this first 4 or 5 weeks at the hospital?
Objection, Your Honor. That calls for speculation.
She can answer if she knows.
If she knows.
So my teammate,
Do not be summoning her bees. Don't do it. She needs her rest. Y'all had a wild night last night. She needs her rest. Leave her alone, bees. You guys gotta watch bees and my mom. They're it's over now. They can't be trusted together. Who knows, bees? I might have put her in timeout. You never know. She might already be in timeout. You better watch it. Better watch it.
teammate, Diane
Maybe
Sheckler.
maybe answer the question.
Do you know?
Oh, yes.
Why don't you try to lay a foundation?
Okay.
Do you know who else was allowed to see Maya during the first 4 or 5 weeks of her stay at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital?
Diana Shepler was only able to go like maybe the first week.
What about her father? Do you know if he was allowed to go?
No, he couldn't go.
So you were the only point of contact?
Yes.
Okay. What?
And that's why her testimony is so important, guys. Is she was the only point of contact, right? And she got to see what was happening in the hospital. Like, can you imagine what this poor teacher went through? Her as well, being put in a situation where she has a student she obviously cares about, she's emotionally attached to. Watch her go through all this medical stuff, watch her get better, and now watch her go get worse, go into this facility that's supposed to be gold star treatment, and she's watching this happen. She's watching this child get worse, and she's watching the care, which isn't care at all. If anything, like, how isn't the hospital getting neglect and child abuse, right? Like, it was half-assed care, no emotions, like nothing. I don't know, guys. It's ridiculous. BM, my mom. Which one's my mom? It's Julie Delk. When you see Julie Delk roll in the chat, that's her. But please don't get her started. Her and B's are enough for me. They wild. They wild. Oh, you almost to Nashville, Tennessee? Right on. I hope you have fun there, even though I'm jealous. I hope you have fun. Yo, you guys are too much. Absolutely wild in chat. You know what, dude? How many content creators have to deal with that? How many content creators have to deal with their mom showing up and their mom teams up with chat and literally takes their live stream over? How many true crime content creators have to deal with this? I'm just curious, because I truly feel like I'm going to be the first true crime content creator that has to put his whole chat in timeout. I genuinely feel like that's going to be a history-breaking moment on this channel. Four-wheel drive. I'm sorry, guys. Let's keep going.
What kind of tension did that create for you as point of contact for Maya with Beata and Jack as the parents?
I think at first they were super thrilled that somebody could go. And I would go by the house and pick up cards and teddy bears and nail polish. So I think they were just excited Maya would get to see somebody. And Maya was super.
Oh, snap, Carson. Me, I block my mom, but don't do that low. Oh, it's okay for you to block your mom, but I can't block mine. I have to let mine come and harass me relentlessly with bees and the rest of the women in here. That is not right. That's a double standard. It's not right. It's not right, guys. What else you guys saying? Yo. Thank you, Pat Gaines. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that one. The smile and the blue eyes bring you in, and then you all stay for my mom, right? That's how it went. That's how it goes. Oh, I'm sorry, Carson. That sucks. That's the thing too, is like, family has to understand, like, when you do YouTube or you do any type of social media, they have to understand it's brutal out here. And if you're gonna put yourself in the mix, you have to be prepared for certain things to happen, and you have to be prepared for it. It's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. I'm sorry you went through that, Carson. I'm more worried my mom's gonna piss everybody off. My mom, she don't care. She's a savage. So I'm more like watching her to make sure and now she's got a friend. She's got a sidekick, B, which is like, we all know B. They're like two peas in a pod, I'm telling you. So I'm more worried that I'm gonna get canceled because of my mom than anything. What else you guys saying? John, good to see you here. Good to see you. John, it's a good question. It's a good question. Yes, Dumpling Hunters are here. Tashi was here last night. Jeannie Ange was here last night. Man, your favorites are my favorites. Some of your favorites, some of my favorites. What else y'all saying? Y'all wilding already in chat. Saturday, y'all wild. Yo. I definitely know that other content creators ain't dealing with people trying to whoop them. Thank you. Yeah, the dimple. I ain't gonna lie. The dimples have been an advantage in life. The blue eyes and the dimples have definitely been an advantage. I wield that power with integrity and honor. Okay, I do. Okay. What else you guys saying? Oh, I love you guys. You guys are the best. This chat is lit. Oh no, my mom loves y'all too. She's enjoying this whole YouTube thing. I don't think she ever expected one of her children to do like any type of entertainment, and especially entertainment that she's into. So she's enjoying this. She loves y'all. Jeannie Ange, there you are. You just watching? Thank you for chiming in, letting us know you're here. You were catching some love. Oh, that's funny. That's funny, Tennessee. It's 6 a.m. in Australia, right? That's the same time zone it'd be in New Zealand, right? So she should be awake. Hey, I was awake at 4 a.m. Cali time, all right, to go to work. So hey, no excuses. No excuses. I'm just playing Tachi. Don't come for me. I'm scared of you. I'm just That is true. It definitely has some calories burnt on top of my workout I already did yesterday with all the laughing last night. Definitely some calories burned. Let's see. Right? That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Oh, that's an understatement, Jeannie Ange. I don't have just good mods. I have the best mods. I have the best mods in the game. Lanessa Boo, good to see you. You're here too? Been watching since it started? Well, hey, you gotta let me know when you're here. Even if you just want to chill in the bushes, you gotta let me know when you're here. You're one of the faces. It's one of the faces too that I randomly seen the other night on a new channel that I was checking out. It was good to see you there. All right, I caught up. Looks like I'm caught up. Man, it's good to have you all here. Let's keep going.
We're excited when I'd walk in initially. And then later, I think it got harder when Jack also couldn't go. And I think when Maya was figuring this out, I knew she was so excited to see me, but I'm sure she wanted to see her mom and dad.
Were Jack and Beata hungry for information about their daughter?
Yes, very hungry. So basically when I would leave, because it was about an hour and 20-minute drive, I would call and I would just kind of give an update. And I was always trying to be super positive just because this is what parents need to hear. And I thought Maya would be home. And
She's breaking my heart, guys. She is breaking my heart right now.
any day now. So almost every day I left, when on my drive home, I would call and just give them an update of fingernail polish, teddy bears. Once or twice, Maya liked to do selfies, so she took selfies of us in the hospital room. And yeah, they were super hungry to hear how she was doing.
How did Beata react to this information?
She was relieved that like I could tell her about Maya and that Maya seemed really happy, or I painted her nails. It just felt like relief, like she had kind of been connected to Maya just by me being there and me talking about Maya and what her day was like that time. It really seemed like relief. And I'm sure with Jack, the same. I don't know if they had me, I think they had me on the speakerphone a few times, and a few times I think I was just talking to Beata. And then I don't recall how much longer than Jack could finally go. So then the phone calls one was just with Beata because she could hear from Jack how Maya was doing.
And over the 3 months that Maya was there, did you continue to provide updates to Beata, or did that become difficult?
Yeah, it became too difficult.
Oh my
Can you explain
lord,
a little bit?
guys.
Maya was just really desperate to see her. And I just think when I would talk about school and what we did, or if I took her to the craft room, or there was a fall festival one Saturday when I went up there. And I think I kind of knew Jack was seeing her. So Jack was able to give her the head because she was really sad. She cried. She was desperate when I would then call and talk about me taking Maya to the fall festival. It was too much, and she so desperately wanted to be the one to see Maya that I bet I probably called her for the first 6 weeks, but I think the last month it just became too hard for me to. And we would do little summaries. I would give Maya a little summary of what she was doing for homework each week and what we were working on, and I would like forward, I think, those to Beata. But yeah, that became too hard.
Too difficult to keep giving Beata updates.
Yes, because I was the one seeing her instead of her mom.
Let me show you what's been admitted as Exhibit 1001-2019.
Oh, I 100% agree with that, Jim B. I guarantee she felt guilty. Absolutely horrible. I know.
We could publish that, Your Honor. And if we could focus in, this looks like a October 23rd, 2016 social work note. And if we could focus in there on visit information, maybe just highlight that for the witness. You were, during this time, first of all, how far was the drive for you from your home or Taylor Ranch up to the hospital to see Maya?
It was about an hour and 20 minutes.
And so how often were you allowed or able to make that trip up to the hospital?
So when Mrs. Shepler couldn't go, she went maybe 2 or 3 times. And then for some reason, they weren't allowing her in there. I filled both of our positions. I would try to go twice a week.
Hey, True Seeker, good to see you on this Saturday. Hope you're having a good one. It's good to have you here.
Twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
And were you aware as to whether or not Maya was receiving any other instruction, 5th grade teacher or anything like that?
So I don't know how long she'd been here at the time. She'd been there a month.
She'd been here 2 weeks or so at this point.
So it was at the beginning of October. So the few times that I'd gone up to that point, and at that point, I think Mrs. Shepler had gone once or twice. We couldn't figure out if she had any kind of teacher allocated to her from the hospital or that county. And so I couldn't get anybody to give me that information. So the social worker that would escort me couldn't provide me any information on whether Maya was getting additional work to do. And so I had talked to the IT guy, Dave Chamberlain, Calamari, and
All right, guys, I'm going to keep this playing. I'll be right back. I got to go do something real quick. I'll be right back. Apologies.
he had worked out me bringing a computer up there and that we would Skype just like we had at school. And then when I got there with that computer, they said I couldn't leave it with her. So it was a laptop for her to be able to possibly Skype and do schoolwork with us. And then I had to take it home. I would bring my computer for us to do work with, but I couldn't leave her a laptop to Skype. And nobody ever, all that time they were there, nobody could ever tell me if there was ever anybody helping her. So sorry.
And why fine. Why did that cause you so much concern and heartache?
Well, I knew I was the only person to see her. I don't know if at that point Jack could even see her. She was a bright girl. She really needed academics. No matter what was going on with her medically, she loved school. This is a kid that could have done 8 hours of school a day. So I thought, if this is what she's really good at and she likes, why wouldn't there be some program at the hospital or in the district that would give her somebody that maybe didn't have to drive an hour and a half and could only do it twice a week for 2 hours. So I just was really desperate for her
I'm
to
back,
try to get
guys.
some
I'm back.
education, and for her to not fall behind.
And this laptop, this was an effort to ensure that she had more than an hour and a half, 3 hours a week of education.
Yes.
And who at the hospital told you that the laptop could not be left with Maya?
I don't recall if it was the social worker that led me in or a nurse there. I don't recall what person, but I literally had to put it outside the door of her room.
What were there any specific programs that were on that computer that would have helped Maya?
So the program that I brought the first time on my computer when I first went to see her is a program called Success Maker. The kids in the county use it. Right now, there's a new program that's replaced it. It levels kids where they're at academically. So for kids that are really bright, it's a really great program because if they're in a fifth grade class, they could be doing 6th and 7th grade work. So it's what they call an individualized instruction program. They're really popular throughout the country. And so it's a program that would have allowed her to work on math or reading at her level based on literally her responses to the problems. Those are very well-known computer programs. The first time I went with my computer, they actually didn't let me go in with it because they said she couldn't have access to email. And
True Seeker, it's the Maya Kowalski trial, the Taking Care of Maya trial. We have 2 lives that we've done already the last 2 days. If you go back and replay those, it'll catch you up on it. It's really hard to give you the breakdown on it. Quick breakdown, but the 2 last lives, they're entertaining and they're informational, so they'll definitely catch you up on it.
I just said, well, find out for me who I can talk to, social worker, DCF, who I could talk to that would help me bring it in so that under the time I'm here with her, I will be able to have her just do this program with me and ensure that she's not on email.
Did they ever get an answer back to you?
No, just the next time I went, I brought my computer.
Did they seem, as the nurses and social workers, concerned that this little girl was only getting 3 hours of education a week?
Objection on the speculation.
Yeah, sustain the questions for you.
What was their attitude about Maya getting more instruction other than the hour and a half or 3 hours you were able to get up there?
Same objection.
Oh, you can answer that.
So my take on it as her teacher was, I didn't understand why, as the person that came to see her twice a week, there wasn't contact or communication with me answering any of that. Even to tell me, no, there's nothing here at this hospital that we do for her, or no, there's nobody in the county that can come and see her who's closer. So over that whole time, nobody ever contacted me about any kind of academic program for Maya.
In the times that you were there at the hospital?
Pat Gaines, 100%. This child was held medical hostage. That's all they cared about, was they thought they had a situation where a child was being neglected and abused for no reason, right? The reason they gave was ass. But yeah, control at another level. This was a medical hostage situation. She was incarcerated medically. Like, that's all that they cared about, is they had a body in there. They treated her like crap, absolute crap. This case, obviously, guys, this case got me pretty pissed.
Did you ever see them doing anything therapeutic for Maya? Occupational therapy, physical therapy, psychological therapy?
No, I didn't see any of that.
when you're seeing her very limited time, what was Maya's attitude towards schoolwork versus anything else?
She loved schoolwork, loved it. She might have loved crafts a little bit more than that, but she did love schoolwork. So when I would be there, she would be very excited to do school. She also would want to talk for a few minutes because her first, seeing me, I always knew we weren't going to do schoolwork right away. It would be, what did she do? What was her day like? Or did she meet any kids at the craft room? So she was social. She really liked to tell me about how things were going because she didn't really have anybody to tell that to every day. But she liked getting into school. She liked knowing, where are the kids at? Are they doing? How did they do on this? How did I do? So she liked to learn.
What was your observation about Maya's interaction with the nurses and stuff?
Same Bees. I love her passion. This is a good woman. Jen B, no, she wasn't a conservatorship or anything. What it is her parents took her in to be treated for this condition, and the condition's rare, and the treatment that the parents suggested is aggressive, and there's the substance they wanted to use, they recommended the doctor use, is an illegal substance on the street that's popular on the street. So when they said use this, they basically profiled that mom as hunting for substances, I think. And they took that as either this parent has got issues or this parent is being too aggressive in the treatment. Either way, they claim neglect and abuse, and they filed on these parents and basically made it to where the parents had no rights at that point. So the facility had custody of her at that point. This whole thing is insane. This whole story is absolutely insane. I understand why Netflix picked it up and did did their thing on it, because you couldn't write a script better, right? Like, Hollywood writers would struggle to write what this is. And then once you watch the movie, you would think there's no way in hell that this could ever be real, but it's real. It's absolutely real. This insane story is absolutely real, and it's mind blowing. Let me see. I got a message real quick. Let me see what's going on. All right, Huntress, I just got your message. I got you. The drama on these YouTube streets, guys, I tell you, there's always something going on. What else you guys saying in chat? Let me see. I agree with that statement, Pat Gaines. I agree with that statement. This is so bad. It is so horribly bad. That's the thing, man. Parents, and this is why, okay, I'm not going to get into politics, but this is kind of why it is important to be in politics, is if you don't keep up on politics and know what's happening in your government, laws can be passed that take away your rights as a parent, as a grandparent, as a family member in general. And you would be surprised on what kind of laws there are in different states that take away your right as a parent, that will strip you of custody of your child. And when it comes into the medical stuff, it's like that. That's why I'm so passionate about this story. I wanted to cover it and get it out there, guys. This is some serious crap in our community, in our society. Like, this is crazy that this can happen to a parent. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Beyond mind blowing. Perfectly said. Beyond mind blowing. That's why I'm like tripping that there's not more content creators covering this. Like, this should be covered more. Like, this is one of those cases that could implement change that can make a difference, in my opinion. And protocol needs to be definitely changed so this never happens to another family. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm a medical professional, but I think that you're this, or this, so I'm going to file on you based off of just my feeling. It's BS. I'm not sure about that. See you later. I'm not sure. I'd be interested to know that. No, this happened in 2016, though. I believe, right? I believe I'm right on that. So this could have been before. she's gonna be so happy that she goes back and watches this replay and sees you guys all asking where she's at and giving her love. My mom's definitely gonna appreciate it. But let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going.
Social workers. How did Maya react when they entered the room?
This is objection again. Same with speculation. It's also been asked for this.
The overall, you can answer.
She was frustrated when the nutritionist came in because I think she knew that she wouldn't be happy. The nurses that came in and took her vitals, there was no connection to very much at all. It was very disassociated and impersonal. And every once in a while, when I would go there, she would say whatever we were talking about, because the nurses kind of came in.
Sustained was to already vision.
Whenever,
Just after you ask the question.
oh, okay.
Would Maya ever express to you any suspicions about the hospital?
Objection.
Sustained.
You can tell that teacher's mad right now. She wants to be able to tell the full story.
Spontaneous statements that Maya made to you about hospital's treatment of her.
Same objection.
Sustained.
I'm going to move on. I probably got you in trouble, so
Okay.
I'm going to move on.
I don't feel in trouble.
Okay, good.
I like that response. I don't feel in trouble. I'm up here telling the truth, damn it. It's these damn defense lawyers wanting to silence me because they don't want to have their facility be looked at in a bad light. And it needs to be looked at in a bad light because it's a bunch of BS. Sorry, guys. I apologize. I'm actually going to crank this up. I'm going to crank the speed up on this video a little bit, guys, so we can get through it. Because we're going to cut it real close to my deadline where I got to be out of here to get to that game on time for my daughter. And I want to get through all this because when I come back and do another live later today, we covering something different. We're going to get on the Murdoch. We're going to have a little, walk down memory lane. So let me see. So we'll crank it up to 0.75. I don't think that's, or I'm sorry, 1.25. I don't think that's too much faster. Should be all right with that. Let's give it a roll.
What about, did Maya appear to you to be in pain as it progressed from November to December?
She would verbalize that she was in pain. She would tell me. She would initially say it, and then we'd get to our business talking, or sometimes she had me paint her fingernails or braid her hair. And then we would do school, and she would kind of just be quiet the whole time, and randomly a nurse would come in and she'd tell them, I'm in pain. Where sometimes when she would tell me that, I would say, when the nurse comes in, tell them that, because I can't do anything about it. Or I would just try to comfort her verbally.
And when she told you observed her telling the nurses this, was there a reaction, one of concern or one of indifference? What was the reaction?
Mostly indifference.
How was she doing, other than the pain she was expressing, how was she doing physically as the time went on in the hospital?
So as the time went in the hospital, she looked like she did when I had seen her the year before. The progression was very similar, from outgoing and bubbly at the kitchen table, and she would sit up in bed, or we'd get in the wheelchair and go down the hall, to then she didn't want to get out of the bed. Her legs and feet had gone in again. And she would just lean back and kind of surrounded by pillows. So I definitely saw her following exactly what happened the previous year.
And that's happening because regardless of what treatment they're trying to give her, it's not going to matter because she's being put through so much psychological, mental, emotional trauma that her body is just going to keep fighting, and fighting against her. She's stuck in like this screwed up cycle because of this. Man, I'm telling you what, this case has got me. I'm feeling a certain way about these people. I'm telling you, Kathy Blank's prayers. I pray that this verdict comes out in Maya's favor.
This all ended in January of 2017.
Right.
At December of 2016, do you have any contact with Beata about how Maya was doing?
I don't recall that I ever could tell her.
I believe she was 10 at the time. I think, Huntress. I could be wrong. I think she was 10 at the time when this happened. When she was medically incarcerated, and her mama ended up unaliving herself because of it all.
Maya looks awful again because I think that would have broken her heart.
Right now, she is currently. I might be wrong on what age she was, but right now I think she's 18. I think she's 17 or 18.
And I think because I knew Jack was able to relay what Maya looked like in bed, I figured he would be the one that could have told her how Maya was doing.
In this third month of her admission, how did you feel going to visit Maya? As she was getting worse and you didn't feel comfortable telling Beata?
So it was feeling kind of desperate at that time because now I feared she wasn't getting out. This was going on too long and something more serious was going on. She was looking worse, like right before they went to Mexico. So
Thank you, Miss Darcy. Thank you. I appreciate you. Best mods and best. I hate saying subscribers, but I mean, best community, best mods, best community. Y'all always on point with the information. I appreciate y'all.
I kind of had hope in a weird way. I thought whatever treatments the hospital could give her, because how it had been described to me previous was
Next question.
Let me just re-ask the question.
okay.
How did you feel being in this position where you felt uncomfortable relaying what you were observing to Beata and seeing Maya deteriorate?
Just trying to give objection on the relevance.
I'm going to overrule the relevance. She can answer that question.
Ha ha ha, guy.
It felt very difficult to not tell Beata because Maya looked really bad. It reminded me of what she looked like the year before. And because Jack could see her, I just assumed Jack was telling her. It's a very difficult thing for me to communicate that to Beata.
How did you learn what happened with Beata on January 8th, 2017?
Jack texted me on my phone.
Did you attend the funeral?
Yes. There were a few celebrations of life.
And then when Maya came home, did you resume tutoring again?
Yes.
So you'd seen her, of course, you'd seen her these months in the hospital. You'd also seen her outside of the hospital before she went in.
Right.
And you saw her when she came out of the hospital.
Correct.
Was she better or worse? And if you could describe to the jury, how so?
After the hospital,
After the hospital.
of course, she was super depressed or sad because she lost her mom. I think just like a breath of fresh air emotionally, mentally, because she had Kyle and her dad. Still seemed really weak. Initially, was super weak at the funeral. Looked tired. Then it took a while. Maybe till April or May, that she looked like she had strength again. She attended the graduation at school. And
So what you're hearing is it's like night and day. Another person telling you straight up, this is night and day difference between when she went to Mexico, got the ketamine treatment, and then coming back to the States, having the flare up again. Correct me if I'm wrong, criminal meta, if that was right, flare up or not. Goes to Johns Hopkins and gets taken hostage. Horrible treatment or no treatment, no passion, empathy. Loses her mother. Finally gets out of being a medical hostage, right? And then it takes forever for her to physically get back to a level where she can operate in life. Absolutely horrible, guys.
I think if by then she was doing the wheelchair again, that was always a good indicator for me. If her
Be
upper
right back,
body
guys. 1 second.
was strong. And we had given her a Taylor Award. And so she was recognized at graduation. And she seemed to try to see, she seemed happy again.
Were Beata's concerns that Maya wasn't going to make it in the hospital justified from your
Objection,
perspective?
Your Honor. on speculation.
Sustained.
Were there times that you thought Maya wasn't going to make it in the hospital in late December, early January?
Projection here calls for a medical opinion.
Overrule that.
She looked.
Okay, I'm back. Let me see real quick. Let me catch. I think I missed something. TLC is me. Let me see what you just said. I watched the Netflix documentary, but so many people saying truth will come out in court against mom. So far I don't understand what could come out against the mom. Like at this point, I really don't. It's I know everybody was saying that the Netflix special was biased towards Maya and the family, but I'm not seeing how it could be on the mom at all at this point. But I mean, that's just me. We'll see. We still got some days to go on this trial for sure.
She did the year before, right before she went to Mexico. So she looked sunken in eyes, gray skin. She'd lost weight. She was definitely not getting better. And yes, if I had been a mom, I would have most definitely thought this girl's not going to make it.
Yeah, TLC is me. Yeah, unless they have some kind of crazy information that the mom was like actually like taking the substance from the daughter, the treatment substance. But then it's like, how could that even happen? Because she has to go get these treatments in a facility, right? Intravenously, and it has to be monitored. So I don't understand how they could have anything on the mom to where it's like, oh, it's the medical institution wasn't in the wrong. I just don't understand. Let me see what he's saying. See you later. Similar thing happened in Virginia. A child had cancer and they shipped her across state lines to Texas. The whole medical, like taking a child hostage medically, like it just, I can't get down with that whole concept, man. That shit's too much for me. It's the one thing to have the, county or state step in if there's actual real life child abuse going on. That shit needs to be proven beyond a doubt that it's happening. Or else you're going to make a decision that's going to like destroy lives like this.
And as you finished out her 5th grade year now, was she determined to get better?
Maya was always determined to get better. She was a little feisty fighter. She was not going to let this break her, and she wasn't going to let a wheelchair limit her. She was always a fighter. So yeah, she was going to fight.
Was she like her mom in that way?
Yes, she was a lot like her mom in that way.
Your witness.
Okay. So see you later. Thank you for like bringing that whole thing up, the right to try, right? So you're right. Had that been implemented in 2016, the right to try, then that mom requesting ketamine treatment wouldn't have been so wild, right? She would at least have the law on her side at that point and less likely to have been profiled. But regardless, it's like, regardless if that law wasn't in place in 2016, what they did wasn't right. Like on no level was that right. But thank you for educating me on that. I just looked it up and I wanted to like get the verbiage in that law. But yeah, that would have totally changed everything on this. Everything.
Hey, good afternoon. Let me Clay, maybe if you can put up the exhibit 2516001.
All right, guys, prepare to be pissed off. All right, let's prepare ourselves. Let's prepare ourselves for this weaselly looking son of a, you know what I mean? Oh, okay. I think I'm ready. Every time defense gets up here, man. Oh, it gets like that. Let's do this.
Yes, this is an evidence. And I'll publish this to the jury starting in evidence. At the start of the email, Ms. Dietert, it says that the county has changed their stance to allow Maya to be home health bound this year. Do you remember the circumstances where the county first said Maya couldn't do homebound and then switched it?
I do not, but I just know when the school year started,
Can you tell me what that has to do with the hospital's care? Can we? Why is he asking about the school stuff? Like, yo, I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was about to be irritated. Dreamweaver, good to see you. Late again? Better late than never. You know what I say? Better late than never. And hey, that's why we got the replay game. Oh, me too. Me too. ZA. Like, think about how critical. So if Maya would have been in there without any type of schooling at all, she would have been in there with absolutely nobody that she knew. So we wouldn't even have the teacher as a witness. Like, the teacher is huge. That's why we definitely, I was bummed that we couldn't get to her testimony last night, but I was like, we have to see her testimony. So obviously that's why we're back here today. But God bless this lady. Bless her.
they weren't going to allow it. I don't know what determines why a student could be homebound.
So let me ask this. Were you aware of any psychiatric crisis that Maya suffered prior to this that led to a relapse?
No, I was not aware of anything like that.
Okay, so let me ask you about, and Clay, if you'll put up Joint Exhibit 107364. And just the part where it says primary disability hospital / homebound. Let me just make sure that we understand that this is the highest level of disability in the school district. Is that right?
Yes,
Meaning there's different levels of independence from a student being allowed to come into the class. And this one is so restrictive that the child's going to be determined that they're not leaving the house. Is that correct? Okay. And we saw your signature earlier. I don't need to show it, but you participated in this consultation and decision.
yes.
Okay. So let me ask you next about joint exhibit, which is an evidence 1073/7.
I just caught that, Pat Gaines. That's a serious situation. Amoebias are serious. Like, you're talking like brain damage. Like, depending on where it ends up in your body, like, you're talking forever damage. I just caught that. My Lord. I'm glad you're all right. All right, let's keep going, guys.
76. Actually, let's do 75 first, please. The decision to homebound a student is based on a medical referral. Is that correct?
Yes, the homebound is.
Okay. If you'll scroll a little lower, please. Some of the questions on this, for example, number 7, could the student attend school with accommodation and thank you. It's blurry, but it says, could the student attend school with accommodations, example, second set of books at home or use of a wheelchair? On Maya's form, that was checked no by her doctor. Is that right?
Yes, that's what this form says.
And then the next one below asks if there could be an accommodation. It says, could the student attend school regularly and receive homebound or hospitalization services on an intermittent basis? And that's also checked no.
I see that, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then the next question is the one I wanted to ask you about. Is the student, in this case Maya, confined to a home or hospital full-time, homebound or hospitalized? Are those services recommended? And that's what Maya was recommended for, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so at least as of August 2016, before Maya went to All Children's, the school district, on a form that you helped complete and sign, were making the representation that Maya was going to be in the most restrictive learning element for this year, meaning she was too sick to even leave the home. True?
Objection. Legal basis, Ms. Stacy.
Thank you, man. Why did he object faster? I'm sitting there like waiting for the attorney to object. Like, this guy is literally talking about things that have nothing to do, literally no importance to what this facility did to this family. Like, what does her schooling plan, what does that have to do with what the Johns Hopkins did to her and the family? Can you somebody tell me that? This dude's up there just blowing hot ass air, word salad, trying to just mumble jumble, confuse the jury. That's all he's doing. Oh man, some freaking people, man. Freaking throat punch, man.
I'm sorry, can you ask that?
Sure. According to the
No
classifications.
violence. No violence.
For
Sorry.
the Sarasota County classifications for homebound, based on the forms that you participated in and based on the medical review, as of August 2016, the school board determined based on the medical information that Maya was unable to leave the home at all to come to school and participate. Is that true?
Yes, that's what this form says.
Joint Exhibit 107376. This is the next exhibit. This is from, I think you mentioned Dr. Wassenauer. You're familiar with him?
Right, yes.
There was a question about whether the student, in this case Maya, was taking medication. Is this part of the forms that you guys review?
Yes,
Okay. And the answer is multiple medications in a way that may sometime affect the patient's cognition and ability to focus. Do you see that?
yes.
Do you know which medications Maya was taking in August of 2016 that would have caused that statement from Dr. Wassenauer?
I do not know which he was talking about on this. It's not listed, but I do believe at that time she was taking ketamine.
Okay. And from what you recall, the ketamine would have been one of the drugs that may have affected her cognition.
It didn't seem to affect her cognition.
Let me ask
buddy.
you about-
No, you damn weasel. I see what you just did there. Did you guys see him try to slide that in there? Try to get her to agree the cognition stuff? She said from the jump, she already stated that ketamine treatments were not affecting Maya's ability to learn. Her cognition, it didn't affect it at all. She seemed tired, a little bit more tired, but didn't even affect her schooling at all. This dude's a damn weasel, man. Oh, I hate guys like this. Throat punch. No violence, guys, but, digital throat punch. Digital throat punch.
If you scroll up, or it's there on the form, the starting date for this form is August 22nd, 2016. Do you see that? And this would have been the medical, well, let me just back up, just so the jury understands. A medical referral is necessary from a doctor before the school will put a student on homebound, correct?
Correct,
And this is the form that the school district would rely on, this one from Dr. Wassenauer.
correct.
Okay, so on August 22nd, 2016, Dr. Wassenauer, on behalf of Maya, is representing to the school district on the form that you guys rely on, that she is too sick to leave the home for education. Is that how I understand this?
Yes, it looks like that's what it's saying.
And this would be approximately 10 days after, well, let the record reflect, this is 10 days after the video that the court had seen published to the jury earlier of Maya in the pool. So let me ask you about the next form, which is the 107374.
Okay. So he's trying to claim that because Maya was getting exercise in the pool with her brother, doing a physical activity, because that's what you do when you're doing rehab, right? That was part of her rehab. It was literally a heated pool for her condition to help rehab her body and keep her body strong, right? So they're trying to conflate that with the orders for the schooling and her abilities to attend school or get her education the way that she needed it. Being able to rehab yourself for a little bit in a pool is completely 100% different than a kid going to a class or attending schooling. There's two different things. He's trying to conflate this right now. This guy's an asshole. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead, bees. Count it up. This guy is an asshole. What do we have? $4, $5, $6? I don't know. But come on, you guys got to agree with me. This dude's a douche. Apologize.
And again, this would be the prescription from Dr. Wassenauer that says that Maya is confined full-time to her home that you would rely on. Is that right?
Yes, that's what it says.
Okay. Do you, and if you don't, that's okay. Do you have a frame of mind of how Maya was doing, for example, in August or September or October before she went into All Children's Hospital?
Similar to the spring the year before, was still in a wheelchair, couldn't walk, good upper body strength, very positive disposition.
Okay. So let me ask you, and you may know, I can show you the documents, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. Maya was also on homebound. So this is the 5th grade year, correct?
Correct.
It's just so that we have, dates are flying over the place. Maya was obviously at All Children's per the DCF order from October 2016 through January 2017. That would be the 5th.
I believe that's right, Jim B. I believe that's right. And anytime you're going, against a big place like this, you have to shoot high. You know what I mean? You're going to hit a little bit lower than what you're shooting at. So she probably won't see that much, but definitely, hey, if you want to, like I always say, man, if you want to affect change, you vote with your dollar, right? And there's either vote with your dollar or costing somebody a lot of their money, and you cost somebody their profits or cost them their bank account. then well, you're going to start seeing changes a whole lot faster. So to make sure this type of situation don't happen again, they need to get hit heavy like this. And then the rest of the medical, facilities will be like, well, damn, maybe we need to address our protocol and the way that we profile parents and potential abuse or misconduct. You know what I mean? You are medical professionals. You're not freaking PIs. You're not investigators. You don't have no right to like have this call that you think a parent's this, so you're going to report it as this and ruin their damn lives. That shouldn't be something you get to do without oversight. Just my opinion. Just my opinion.
Grade year.
Right.
And you were her exceptional learning teacher for that period of time.
Yes.
And you were also, for the 4th grade year, you were also her teacher as well.
Yes.
And so you were helping her with homebound learning in 4th grade.
Correct.
And then that continued in 5th grade.
Correct.
Okay. Once you were allowed visitation through DCF at All Children's Hospital.
Yes.
Correct? Did you have to undergo a background check through them, or was that already cleared because you're a teacher? Do you know?
I think it must have been already cleared because I was a teacher.
Okay. Not trying to trick you on dates, I promise. It looks like you were able to see Maya fairly early in her hospitalization.
Yes.
I ain't trying to trick you on dates, I promise. I'm just trying to trick you on everything else. You just stumble up and say what I need you to say to create some doubt in these jurors' head. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to be a next level weasel. That's it.
One of the first visitors allowed.
Yes.
Were you ever denied access when you went up to All Children's?
It's funny. I'll go to say something, and as I'm saying it, Bees pops up something, and it's literally what I'm saying. This dude is a narcissistic manipulator for sure. It's like, I respect good lawyering, like some good game, good game of chess. But when you're just being a Weasley douche, I can't get down with it. No respect.
To visit Maya?
No.
Okay. The jury heard about a time when there was a laptop that you asked whether she could be left with, and at least according to the record, or maybe you remember the nurse saying it has to be left outside.
Right. And then I couldn't leave it with her.
Okay. Do you know whether that was pursuant to a DCF rule or a court order? Do you know?
They did not tell me of anything like that.
Okay. So at least as of today, you don't know whether laptop restrictions were ordered by the court or ordered by DCF.
Yes, I was not aware
Okay.
that that would happen.
To the best of your recollection, did you came twice a week while she was?
Why does that even matter?
Yes.
Okay. At least according to the records, let me show you joint exhibit. I'll show you one. It would be joint exhibit 1073227, which has been admitted into evidence. Clay. And if we could publish that to the jury. Are these the sheets that you sign off on when you visit Maya?
These are the sheets that we do. Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask you, it looks like you bring back the sheets to Beata for her to sign off on afterwards?
Right.
Okay. And just for example, on the 24th of October, this would signify, the jury knows that Maya's at All Children's for a shelter order, but this would signify that you went to All Children's, for example, on the 24th.
Correct.
And you spent, it looks like 2.5 hours with Maya.
Yes, it would typically be about that time frame. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, and there's all of the records seem to show that, just so we don't have to go through each
Okay.
one. But to the best of your recollection, you were going up to All Children's about twice a week for 2.5 hours per session.
Like, what is this guy doing? He's literally talking about nothing. Literally talking about nothing. This defense has done an amazing job at staying away from the mom, anything to do with the mom, right? As best they can. And talking about absolute nonsense, either medical billing records or a school plan, and how many times a teacher came to visit the child. What does that have to do with your medical care? What does that? Oh my! I can't with this guy. I can't.
And Mrs. Shepler went.
Okay.
And then when she wasn't going, I took both of our places.
Understood. Do you ever recall having to cut a lesson plan short?
Because that's
I don't
important,
recall.
right?
I typically recall trying to stay there longer than this paperwork could even share, just because I try to get as much in as I could.
So that question right there would have been really helpful for the defense if she would have been like, yeah, I had to cut a couple short because of treatments. That would have helped me. Maybe it would have seemed like the facility cared a little bit more. But no, she can't even recall having to cut an appointment short because there's no reason to. Matter of fact, she stayed longer than what the chart will allow her to say she stayed. Yo, this dude's an idiot. Like, what the hell?
Sure.
And sometimes it wasn't, sometimes 15, 20 minutes would be us catching up and chatting.
Gotcha.
So at the hospital, that could have happened towards the end when she would be tired.
At least according to the records, each one shows that you spent at least 2.5 hours with her. Is that consistent with what you generally recall, or maybe
Yeah.
more?
Well, 30 minutes of this was planning before I would go, and then 2 hours tutoring. But yeah, I would basically always spend 2 hours with her. And the days weren't always, like I would sometimes go on a Saturday.
You talked earlier on about some frustration about Maya, in your belief, wanting, or maybe you thought she needed a little more education. Did you ever reach out to DCF and ask them if she could have more educational visitors at the hospital?
I don't believe I reached out to DCF. I guess
Jim B, if that's what he's trying to do, he's doing a very horrible job of it, right? Because even with his little time that she spent there, if that's what he's trying to do, she saw enough, right? She saw enough, at least for me as a juror. If I'm hearing it, I'm like, yo, I don't like what I'm hearing. What else you guys saying? Oh, Bees, you just keep everybody laughing all day. We appreciate you. Thank you, Bees. You're wielding that blue power well. Appreciate you. Let's keep rolling.
I didn't know that that's the line I would have gone. I thought approaching the hospital would be how I would find that out.
Okay. But at least from what you recall, you didn't reach out to either the court or DCF and ask them if they could allow more educational opportunity.
I did not.
Okay. After Maya was released from the hospital, you continued to tutor her at her house.
Correct.
Okay. Let me ask you, this is also a joint exhibit that's been received in evidence, 1074003. This on the right side would be her school grades, Maya's. And again, the year would be 2016 through 2017. Would you be the teacher providing the language art and math grade?
Language arts would have been Mrs. Scheffler, and math would have been myself.
Okay. And this calendar school year, for the period which Maya was sheltered at the hospital, she still got straight A's?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she still got straight A's. It had nothing to do with your hospitals because the little girl's a genius and has the willpower like I've never seen before. Yeah, it had nothing to do with you, bro. Like the stuff this guy is bringing up, like, oh, somebody tell this guy to shut up. He's killing me. 100%. I saw the potential in you, B. I saw the potential in you, and I'm not let down by that decision. I appreciate you, B. You know that.
If you'll go to 1074004, the next page. And on the left side is the 2017-2018 school year. Let me just ask you, did you remain in touch with Maya after she went to middle school?
Mostly through her father on what was going on and how she was doing.
Mm-hmm. Were you aware that Maya got straight A's the next year?
I was not aware.
Okay. Were you aware that Maya was back in school physically the next year after she left Phil Children's Hospital?
Oh, you like what he's doing right there? Oh, you see how she kept doing good? Bro, she was doing good before. She's going to keep doing good. Why? Because that's what kind of character this young lady has. Even though she's in the worst pain, she's gone through stuff I can't even even being an empath, I can't even imagine. You trying to act like, oh, like nothing happened to her because she keeps getting good grades? Look at the quality of her life. This guy's a clown, man. Absolute clown. There's a special place in the afterlife for oh my Lord. Oh, as I'm sitting here ranting, she is here. She has made her appearance. Bees, I bet you're so happy. Y'all got to behave in chat, though. I'm not playing. Behave in chat. It's Saturday, all right? Friday night is one thing. Saturday, we got to act like day people. Nighttime's different. Good to see you, Mom. Love you. Let's keep rolling, guys.
I had heard that she was at Venice Middle, yeah.
Okay. And just if you can help me interpret this, the next year after Maya left All Children's for the next school year, does this report card show at the bottom the numbers of days she was in school versus the number of days she's absent?
Yes, it does.
And what does it show for the next academic year after she was released from the hospital in terms of her being absent or in school?
Then she was absent 4 days.
Do you know how Maya's doing now academically?
I'm assuming she's doing amazing.
Yeah.
But I haven't reached out to her high school teachers.
Okay.
Who am I knowing?
Just one moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Whitney.
Okay.
I mean, I can redirect, John.
Oh, Mr. Whitney started this witness.
At no point while Maya was on these ketamine
Redirect, guys. Redirect. Time for Maya's attorneys to do the damn thing. Let's go, guys. Let's do this.
treatments that her performance waiver. Is that right?
Correct.
Were you aware of her attitude or of going to school in a wheelchair?
She didn't mind being in a wheelchair. She was excited to be at school. And I'm assuming that it was in middle school too, but in my classroom, she didn't mind that.
You know Dr. Wassenaar. You know of Dr.
I know
Wassenaar.
of him, yes.
And you were just presented a form where he answered a questionnaire.
Correct.
And there was some mention on that questionnaire that some medications may cause cognitive difficulties.
Correct.
It didn't specify on that form what medications those would have been, did it?
No.
It didn't specify whether those were medications prescribed by Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital, did it?
No.
If it was ketamine, you interacted with that long, did you ever, there's a concern on that form that there might be some cognitive difficulties based on unspecified medications, but you were aware of the ketamine, right?
Correct.
Did you ever see any cognitive difficulties of Maya's during these ketamine treatments?
Never.
Some further questions.
Anything else, Mr. Shapiro?
No, thank you. Your Honor.
Members of the jury, are there any questions?
Like I said, man, Maya's attorneys, golden. The other attorneys, defense, their defense is about as ass as that medical institution is, in my opinion. What are you guys saying in chat, man? I knew as soon as my mom showed up, y'all are gonna start wiling. Yep, that's what it looks like's happening. Mom, you gotta stop hijacking my live streams. This ain't cool. My coworker literally asked me about it. I was like, hey, dude, your chat's kind of lit. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude, your mom hangs out? And I was like, yeah, she's kind of jacking my live streams, yo. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, my Lord. All right, guys. So they're going to take a little recess and they're going to come back and finish up. They're going to come back and finish up with the teacher. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to cue that up. Let's see. Where am I at? There we go. So this is it, guys. We're on the home stretch. So that's the last part of the testimony. And like I said, after this, we're not going to be touching back on this trial till Tuesday because it's a holiday, a religious holiday Monday. So they're not going to be in session on Monday. Well, let me catch up with chat though real quick before we jump into this last part. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm just getting more harassment in chat. Oh my Lord. No, Mom, I realized you were here. There's a little bit of delay. Yeah, you have to work with the delay. But all right. So there's no questions in chat, no statements about the trial or anything. It's me getting roasted again. So let's go ahead and proceed with the video. I love you guys. I do, even with you guys roasting me.
Everyone, please be seated.
All right, one's in chat though. Oh, what the heck? Are you serious right now? What is going on? Let me find this. Where is it at? One second. Let me find it. I messed up. All right, guys. All right, I got it. I got it back. Apologize. I accidentally clicked off the wrong tab. You know how that goes. Well, some of y'all know how that goes. All right, share. There we go. I blame it on my mom. She showed up, started talking crap to me, got me all flustered. See what you guys did? You guys got her started. Here to defend yourself. Yo, yeah, it was an earthquake. Dreamweaver, definitely an earthquake. All right. Mom, I do hope you have an amazing Saturday, though. Love you, miss you. But for real, don't make me put you in a timeout. I'll do it.
555
One's in chat if you guys can hear it. One's in chat.
and 15, so that's 30 minutes. So we consumed just under 4 hours of trial time
Seeing one's in chat. Thank you, Mom.
today with witnesses. So 3 hours, 25 minutes, and 30 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I intend on doing it every day. I just hadn't physically added them up. Here's the questions plural. I guess it's okay to just read them out since the jury's not here. Question number 1, how did you keep her upright without support? Or actually it starts off with, you mentioned sitting her up on a bar stool. How
All right, let me speed it a little bit more. Get to where the jury.
any objection to these questions?
Not particularly good. I think the problem is specifics of plan. But
You thought you got to leave.
All right, here we go.
No,
Finally.
the jury just had a couple questions. Okay.
So this part of our testimony is like the jury questions, right? So, and that'll be the end of it, guys. I promise. And then y'all can take a break from these wild chats and lives. I swear. Yo, Huntress, what the heck? This how you gonna do me, Huntress? This how I for real? You gonna take her out of timeout, huh, Huntress? I'm gonna put you all in timeout. I'm not even playing. I'm gonna put you all in timeout. There's no confusion here. I understand what's happening. I'm running a channel. I'm running this program, and you hijack my program. There's no confusion here. But I'm glad all you ladies find this hilarious. Let's proceed. Oh my lord, it's yeah. Let's keep it going. Yo, I leave it to Huntress to tell me some stuff like that. I can hear you telling that to your kid too. I could hear it. I could definitely hear it. Right? Yo, man, I'm about to put everybody in timeout. I'm telling you. I'm gonna de-wrench everybody and put you all in timeout. Yo, I can't wait. How is this happening? How am I getting my live stream jacked? Getting straight hijacked. Oh my lord. Okay, let's go, guys.
You in front of the jury if you remember that you're still under oath. So just to give you a heads up, I'm going to do that. Let's bring in the jury.
What are you talking about, Julie Duck? I've seen your comments. I've been making comments. You're not timeout. Obviously, will you tell her Shane timeout? Obviously, if you were timeout, Huntress would be able to tell you got put in timeout. I can see you. So how you're not hearing me when I'm literally talking to you? I don't know how that even works. Ignoring your comments because you're roasting me and not seeing your comments are two different things. Two different things.
That's fine. Sure, is that right?
I was just joking about the wrench thing. I ain't gonna take their wrenches from them, but I will put them in timeout. I ain't scared. I ain't scared of you guys teaming up on me.
Okay, well, everyone, please be seated. Welcome back, members of the jury. Want to confirm while you were away, believing you were on your holiday here, that you did not discuss this case amongst yourselves. You did no investigation and received no information. Is that all correct? Okay, and ma'am, you understand you were still under oath? Okay, now the jury had some questions, so I'm going to go ahead and read the questions and you can answer the jury. You mentioned sitting Maya up on a bar stool. How did you keep her upright without support?
So I'm sorry, their bar stools had like a back support. So when I would go to tutor her at her house in their kitchen, I would put her up there and she would just sit.
Okay. Did you ever see Maya in a wheelchair with a strap or support or upright?
I don't recall that.
And can you describe how you managed Maya's limited mobility?
In the classroom or at her house or at the hospital.
Well, I don't really know.
So should I answer all three?
Yes, let's do it that way.
So in the classroom, one of her really good friends, Sophia, was in the class. So Sophia loved pushing her around. Sometimes I would push her to and from. She always stayed in her wheelchair. She never moved into a seat. At her house, same thing. Some of the time she would move herself when her body strength was good. And then I would just move her out of her wheelchair into the seat. And then at the hospital, it was hit and miss, but pretty similar. If she wanted to go to the craft room or someplace, I would lift her out of the bed and put her in her wheelchair and we would go. Depending on her strength level, I would push her in the wheelchair or she would roll it with her arms. And then we would get back and I would put her back in her bed.
And you somewhat answered this, but did you ask for support to help lift her?
No, I've done it so many times for so long.
Mr. Whitney, do you have follow-up questions based on the jurors' questions?
Yes, sir. Just very briefly.
Darcy, she sounds like that because I have the speed, I have the replay sped up so that we can get through this because I have a time frame I got to stick to today so that I can go watch my daughter's volleyball game. So I have it sped up. That's why she sounds that way.
Those questions didn't address the time period. So at her house in the spring of 2016, how did you manage her mobility? Did you have to lift her out of her wheelchair or did she do it herself?
No, in the spring of 2016, was that her?
After Mexico?
Yeah, no, she had arm strength at that time.
That's all I have.
Mr. Shapiro, anything further?
No, class dismissed.
Well, members of the jury, do you have any other questions? This is a speak now or forever hold your peace type moment. Okay, seeing none. At this time, you are free to go. Thank you.
All right, guys, that's it. We made it through day 2 testimonies. And I feel like after going through day 2's testimonies, I have a better idea what's going on with this case and how I feel about it all. Definitely. So I'm hoping after these couple days of lives, you all have a better idea too what's going on with this, better opinion. But yeah, we're going to be back on this Tuesday, day 3 of the trial. I'll just, I'm not sure if we're going to cover it the same way. It depends on what time that I'm dealing with. Either way, we're going to do some type of review on day 3. But that being said, guys, I plan on being back more than likely live. Real quick. Let me see what you guys are saying in chat before I decide what I'm doing for the rest of the day. Because I have a question for one of my mods. Let's see. These, you too funny. And honestly, now when I touch my beard, I do think about that. Why'd you have to do that to me? It's not right. I hope you start feeling better, Miss Darcy. Strep sucks. Let's see. Thank you, Jim B. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of the positive support. I'm glad you appreciated the show. All right, what else? Baby number no more. That's right, Huntress. I'm in the same boat. No more babies. Let's see. Why would I run you out, Kathy Blanks? There's no way. Ain't happening. Thank you, ZA. You're very much welcome. Thank you guys for all being here. Let's see. All right. Before we get out of here, though, Huntress, when are you going live next? Huntress? Are you gonna go live this weekend? Are you going live this evening? It's been a couple days. So depending on if you or Carson are gonna go live tonight at any time, it's gonna kind of dictate how I'm gonna do my schedule. So I'm thinking if I go live again, guys, I should be back around, let's say about 4:45, 5 o'clock West Coast time. And so if I go live, it'll be somewhere between that time, and then I'll probably wrap it up about the time Huntress or Carson go live if they go live. So maybe tonight, you definitely need to, girl. You need to go live. You sit there harassing me, and now I've been going live all the time, and you over here just chilling. I gotta have somewhere to hang out tonight. You know what I mean? So it'd be cool if you went live. I'll definitely be there. But yeah, what else you guys say in the chat? Let me make sure I'm getting it all. Let me see. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be late. So somewhere between 5 and when Hunter starts her live will be when I go live again. And we're probably, like I said, we're probably going to cover some Murdoch. I want to do a little bit of recap because I believe we're going to see a retrial. So we're going to do that. Let's see. Well, you're very much welcome, Miss Darcy. You're very much welcome. Yeah, so I'm planning on a second live today, and then after my live, it looks like we're probably going to roll over to Huntress's. Just keep the party going all Saturday, baby. Keep the party going all Saturday. You're not in timeout, Mom. I swear you're not in timeout. I made jokes. I was making jokes. Nobody's in timeout. Nobody's been put in timeout on this channel, in this chat yet. I know you'll be late. I'm just trying to give everybody a time frame where they can look for me going live again if they're ready to come back out, come and hang out again. Yes, thank you all for supporting me, supporting this channel, helping grow the community. You all don't understand how much I appreciate it. Let's see what else y'all saying. See what else y'all saying. Oh, you gonna really play me like that? I might turn red, but at least I talk, girl. You all quiet and stuff on panel. I'm just playing. I don't want to fight Huntress. I'm just playing. Let's not fight. I don't want that smoke. I don't want the smoke. Yeah, well, Miss Darcy, she said she's gonna go live later tonight. So after the volleyball game, I gotta go to for my daughter. I'll come back. I'll do a live on some Murdoch, and then when I wrap up, I'm sure Huntress will go live. We'll go over there and party. All right, I caught up in chat, guys. Thank you guys for being here on the Saturday, spending the Saturday with me. I appreciate you. Hopefully, I'll see you all back for the next live this evening. And if something happens, I don't go live. And hopefully, I'll see you over at Huntress's tonight. That being said, you guys know I appreciate you so much. Get a hold of me on the socials. Social links are in the description of the video and over the channel description. If you want to donate to the channel, links for both of those are in the channel description and the video description as well. Make sure if you do donate to the channel, leave a note for me. Let me know if I can, give you love live, because any donations, I want to do that. I want to make sure people know who is donating to the channel. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing Saturday. Seriously, appreciate you guys being here. Y'all are a blessing to me. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got, guys. That's all I got. Looks like everybody's saying bye in chat. All right, cool. So, see y'all later. If I don't see you here later, we'll see you at Huntress's. Much love, you guys. It's your boy, the Piscine Predator, aka TPP, baby. Till next video, I'm out, y'all. Much love. Peace.